Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Exponential Airlines. Heading on our flight today. We're going from Washington, D.C., heading towards Lambeau Field over in Green Bay. And I do tell you, we got some pretty clear skies coming your way in Lambeau Field over at Green Bay. But the two teams playing, there's nothing clear about these two teams as they both vie for a spot in potentially what could be the NFC lead in the Super Bowl. Later in the flight, I do recommend that you fasten your seatbelt throughout the entire flight because we are expected to have a bit of turbulence when the Commanders take the field. Jaden Daniels is obviously a bumpy ride when he runs the ball, and of course, newly acquired Michael Parsons is going to be putting the pressure on. If we do happen to gain a lot of pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the overhead. However, I wouldn't be too certain about pressure when the Packers' offense is on the field as well because they're missing two very important pieces of their offensive line later today. But otherwise, expect pretty cloudy skies in general once we arrive over in Green Bay. I do recommend, however, that you take your seats because I'm afraid the landing might be a little rough because we're not going to be able to see where we're going because it's a whiteout over in Green Bay. There's a lot of white. We're not going to be able to land very safely. So we do recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened and don't forget to put any overhead luggage over in the seats in front of you or over in the overhead compartment. Thank you for flying the Exponential Airlines, and we hope you join us again real soon. Thank you.
Actually, takes surprisingly amount of effort to do that. I've been practicing that for a long time. We got a good one. I'm going to move that back now. It's too loud now. We got a good one. We're Lambeau Field. I hate the white uniforms. I'm sorry. I'm just a bold take. A lot of people like them. It's a pretty sunset over in Green Bay. The captain failed to mention that. But the cloudy skies in general, he did get that right. So in this one, it's a good matchup between two. We had the NFC runner-ups last year and the projected NFC favorites at this point in the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. I'm going back to the point the white uniform is disgusting. I can't stand them. I mean, it's a clean look, but I don't like all white uniforms. I prefer a darker color scheme, but I'm weird like that. So as I said earlier, as the captain said earlier, the Packers, they got a little bit of issues up front. They're missing left guard Aaron Banks and right tackle Zach Tom for this one. They're going to be replaced by Donovan Jennings and Darian Kennard, which honestly should open up the gateway for the Commanders' defense to really put some pressure on them. Von Miller, Frankie Louvu, I mean, these are guys who can rush the quarterback very efficiently. So I would be watching out for the Washington Blitz, at least on a couple occasions here in Green Bay. I think that's kind of the key to victory for the Commanders. And this one is really be able to dial up the pressure effectively, to be able to get pressure on Jordan Love, force him to make quick decisions, maybe make him make a little bit of mistakes. Jordan Love is a rattleable quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he is rattleable if you hit him enough times. So I think if Washington can really start to dial up the pressure, they might have some luck against a few backups on that Packers O-line, and they might end up actually getting some really nice pressure, forcing them into uncomfortable situations. On the other side of the ball, we got a very similar deal. If they get pressure and they're managed to contain Jaden Daniels, let me tell you, Jaden Daniels gets a whole lot worse if you can keep him on his toes. Because if you can keep, he's best, and like everyone's saying, he's great in improv situations, but if you watch the clips, Jaden Daniels struggles the most when he's under relentless pressure. If he is being fully pressured, he's got no time to think, then he struggles a bit. Against the Giants last week, he didn't have his best game. And part of it, on some places, it was because of that. In other places, because of Jaden Daniels' other half. He's not a solid pocket passer. He's a very good quarterback. I'm not going to throw any shade at him or anything because he's a very, very talented quarterback. But there are going to be some times in this game where he might be feeling the trouble from that revamped Packers defensive line. And newly acquired Micah Parsons as well. If they can have a big day from their defensive line, I don't expect him to get sacked nearly as often as Love is. In this one, I really do expect the Commanders to get home a few times in this one. So really, to me, this game comes down to the defensive lines and the blitzes and the defensive schemes. On either side, we got Dan Quinn, one of the most advanced defensive minds for years now in the NFL, whether it be with the Falcons or if you go back farther than that with under the Shanahan tree, he's learned over there, and Washington as well. Now as the head coach, he's calling the defensive plays there. in Green Bay. The defense is left up to Jeff Hafley. Jeff Hafley has become a name that Packers fans want you to know, because this guy, he came out of Boston College a couple of years ago. I hope I did that right. Feel free to fact check me, because I don't know. Boston College wasn't all that good 2 years ago. But the Packers, they really like Jeff Hafley in the organization, and I'm kind of on board with it as well, because Jeff Hafley's got a very fascinating scheme, and he really, really upgraded this Packers defense over whatever the other guy was. Can't even remember his name. That's how big that we've seen the effect of Jeff Hafley on this Packers defense. And now he just has even more weapons. Because what we've seen is the Packers this offseason, they not only invested in their offensive weapons like most teams, like the Bengals. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. But they got Matthew Golden to address that. But then on defense, they went out, they made a big, big offer. They got Micah Parsons. So that just shows a real aggressiveness, a real need to win. It's the kind of general management that you want out of your team. And I say general management, the Packers don't do that. They don't have a real owner. They're public owned. For those that didn't know that, the Packers are a public owned organization. They're owned by the fans, which is part of what makes the Packers such a good franchise, just to follow us sports. And they're always so steady as well. They're such a steady organization in general. We've seen that with Matt LaFleur, his predecessor, that other guy who I'm not going to, Mike McCarthy or whatever, I forgot about him. And then with the quarterback situation, the fact that they've only had 3 quarterbacks over like 3 decades is insane. And they've all just taken over after each other. Favre, Rodgers, now Love. It makes me wonder, how long is Love going to last? I have him going until deep 20, I say deep. I'm like probably 2034, 2035. Like, I don't see him going anywhere. Because as long as Favre lasts and as long as Rodgers lasted, Love is right on there. And I think that I know that's bold to say, but Jordan Love, since he came into the end, I'm one of the few people in the world who can say that I predicted Jordan Love being a good quarterback from the beginning, because he's one of the few players that way back then when he was in college 6 or 7 years ago that I watched his clips at the University of Utah, and he was good at the University of Utah. We're underway over in Lambeau Field, and this return is brought out by the Packers kick return man, Keeson Nixon, I believe. We got to look at the Packers offense. He's Jordan Love. He's 9-6 as a quarterback, which doesn't sound very good, but he's made up for it in every other stat. He's got 3,389 total passing yards last season. Oh, that was last season. My bad. I was like, no way he's 9-6. I really gotta speak up for myself at this point. Love is under center. Jacobs is the back. Josh Jacobs, that is. These Commanders defense expect them to bring pressure a bit today. Hand off to Jacobs. Jacobs will move the ball about 4 yards downhill. Wow. That's a lot of love towards this Packers organization. And I agree with it. I mean, the Packers, if you're going to pick a team to like, there's no going wrong with the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they're always competing. Like, I remember the time when Packers fans would complain that Aaron Rodgers was just mediocre some games, and I was like, shut up, I'm a Dolphins fan. 2nd and 6 from the 28, from their own 32-yard line, handoff to Jacobs again. They get early penetration up there, but he's going to get about 2 yards to bring up 3rd and 4. So you see, the Packers, Matt LaFleur, early on, he's not really using the pass. I mean, it's just a conservative start. It's not anything to look into necessarily. But I do like the idea of going for a run, because he's getting a look at the defense. He's getting a look at the defense. And that's what a good coach does. You're running the ball in these first 2 plays because you know you got those holes on the offensive line now. And you know that Washington's going to try and expose them, knowing that Dan Quinn is on the other side. Remember, Matt LaFleur and Dan Quinn, they've worked together before. They know how each other's think. So first world problems in Green Bay. Exactly. 3rd and 3, receiver in motion. Love takes the snap. And he'll throw on the sideline an easy completion for Dontavian Wicks. This guy, another guy I liked. I'm proud to say that I don't think the Packers have drafted someone anytime recently, since I've started covering sports like 5 years ago almost, that the Packers have been, that like they've had a draft pick that I've just gone, no, that guy's going to be terrible. That like that. Wait, I like that. I'm going to use that. But like they haven't drafted anyone that have been like, oh, that guy's going to be awful. 1st and 10, Wicks in motion again. He's one of the 2 speedsters on this wide receiver unit. Love looks to throw, has all day, heads that way again. He's got Wicks for a 12-yard completion, maybe 13, wearing that jersey number. So far, the motion is getting to Washington early as they're playing man. They're going after him, and Wicks is just outspeeding him. So, I mean, like, I've looked over them. Dontavian Wicks I watched him cook the University of Miami at least 2 occasions, and I always thought he would be great. Jaden Reed, Michigan State. Ooh, he is good. He was good coming out of college. I really liked his traits. Other guys, Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft as well. A little bit of trickeration in the backfield, not going anywhere. They're going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard for Josh Jacobs. But like Luke Musgrave, I always thought he was going to be good. I want to say Oregon State. He was Oregon State, right? Yeah, Oregon State. I remember. I really liked him that final year of the Pac-12, the DJ Uiagalelei throw into Luke Musgrave. That was a good year for Musgrave. He just looked like he couldn't drop any passes. So I've just really everyone the Packers have drafted recently has just been like chef's kiss to Brian Gutekunst. I don't know how to say his name, but I'm going to go Gutekunst. Play action, Love throws over the middle. He's going to miss his man. That's Romeo Doubs. Also the food. I've actually never been a fan of mac and cheese. I know I shouldn't say this in a Packers podcast. I've never been a huge fan of cheese. I wasn't a normal child. I didn't like grow up on cheese. So I didn't grow up on it, which is part of why like I never got into it. Is because like it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pack string cheese in your lunch. I never had that. So I just never got into it too much. That was an early. There was a holding on Marshawn Lattimore. I was looking down at my sheets over here. So 1st and 10 coming up for Green Bay. They called holding on that one. I knew something was a little off because the receiver. I don't know why. I didn't know why Love would have thrown that because he was well covered. That does make quite a bit of sense. 1st and 10. Love under center. I will not sneeze a single time today. The Commanders are saying the Packers jumped. And the refs will call the play dead. It'll be false start on the offense. That might have been on Darian Kinnard. We'll see. It kind of looked like it was on that right tackle. This is Brad Rogers. He's in his 7th season as an NFL referee. It was on Josh Jacobs. Okay. So I'm glad. It's better for the Packers that it's not one of these young guys up on the front. Because if they start getting themselves in a bit of trouble, then what? Like if they start really getting antsy, there's nothing you can do about it. You need them to maintain composure in this one if you're the Packers offensive line, especially when you got the Commanders coming at them. Love play action again. Love launches deep. He's kind of got him, and it falls incomplete. Dontavian Wicks was the intended receiver. It was a good throw. I thought for a second maybe, but he was really well covered there. Dangerous play. But I appreciate the dial-up on 2nd and long. On 1st and long. Yeah. I will say, though, I was a little disappointed with the pasta Alfredo at Alfredo's in Rome because we went to Rome. That was cool. It was very cool. I love Rome. The actual pasta Alfredo was it was okay. I'll explain it a bit after this play. Tucker Kraft was in motion there. Love looks to throw again. He'll hit Doubs on the sideline for a gain of 6. That guy, however, is not someone I've ever cared for, but I wasn't around when he got drafted, so I don't. Wait, was I? I was. I just didn't. I just ignored it. He was a 4th-round pick. I ignored it. I don't like him very much. He catches a good amount. I've never liked his route running particularly well, and he's very fragile. 3rd and 9. Love looks to throw. Commanders bring pressure. There's going to be severe holding on the Packers. He launches one up. He's got Jaden Daniels, and if it stands, it's a touchdown. Sorry, Jaden Reed. And Jaden Reed is injured as well. I mean, yeah. That's kind of gotta be, again, like I said this on the last game, they don't teach the quarterbacks to look for the flags. Like, I knew it was holding. I'm surprised Love didn't just go, it's holding, because he just injured his best receiver in Jaden Reed. Oh, that's just not good. That was Belton, Anthony Belton. I guess he's in for Rasheed Walker for some reason over that the left tackle position. I don't know what their offensive line looks like. It's not the same. That is holding. You can't do that. But Love was right there. He should have been able to see. Let's see what happened to Reed. Can't quite tell. But I want to guess it's like he rolled on something. It looks like an arm injury. That's what it looks like. He got his arm rolled up on. That's just like, I wish that were on like anyone else but Jordan Love. But you gotta have a little bit more awareness of that, because there was pretty heavy holding there, and he put his receiver at risk. Yeah, all right, that's a real shame, because Jaden Reed is one of my favorite receivers in the league. I really like him. So the Packers are now short a massive weapon and 3rd and 19 on this first drive. Got Kraft in motion again. Love looks to throw. Commanders rush 4, and he'll dump it out. And that's Chris Brooks, I believe. Chris Brooks gets 17 yards. That hurts. That physically hurts me. Sorry. Chris Brooks was a member of the Miami Dolphins for the first 2 years of his career. Just, 2 years ago, I guess. I get only 1 year of his career. He was with the Packers last year. But I remember he was bad. So the Packers 4th and 3. 10:35 to play. I'm surprised they're going for this. Bobby Wagner showing pressure. He backs up. They actually went for it. And he's throwing deep. He has him, and it's incomplete. Oh, Love underthrew him. And the rookie, Trey Amos, made the play, showing that impressive speed. That was a good pick for the Commanders in this year's draft. They did a whole reaction on it during the draft. I mean, that's exactly the kind of play that you wanted to see from him, and that's exactly what his skills at Ole Miss highlighted, was his ability to catch up to a low ball, was his ability to really, really get back to the wide receiver. And we see that very obviously there, because he's just able to really track down the ball. And that's something that I really value, is just that kind of play. So the Packers really aggressive. The Commanders weren't ready, because that is not the kind of, like, the Packers flat out went, hurry up, 4th and 3, no huddle. The Commanders are a very aggressive team. So it makes sense. They made more 4th down conversions than any other team last year. So it made sense that the Packers went for it. They want to be aggressive because they know their opponent's going to give them the exact same. But it was just a little too quick. I feel like they needed to think that over a little better. But they quite possibly threw to the worst guy to throw to, because Trey Amos is fast. Like, you look at, like, I would personally, Mike Sonra Steele, just okay. Throw that way. Like, even Marshawn Lattimore, he's a cover corner. If you get him beat, you're going to get him beat. Trey Amos is the speedy corner over there. And then the underthrow by Jordan Love's not a pretty start to this game for the Packers. And they got decent field position. They got down to the Washington 33. But just all in all, the penalties, they had 3 penalties on that drive. Jaden Reed got injured, and Jordan Love severely underthrew a pass. So not a whole lot of good. Yeah, the throw on the flag was really good. I just think you needed to be, because it was a dangerous throw. Like, it was. My only issue with it is it could have been, like, there was no way the defender was catching it, which is good. There was no way the defender was catching it. But he did put Jaden Reed in a very uncomfortable situation where he was kind of tiptoeing the line, trying to make the grab, bracing for impact, and trying to leap for the touchdown at the same time. So it was a little bit like he was asking a lot from his receiver, and Jaden Reed did a great job, but at what cost? Because this guy's one of your best. He is your best. I'm not going to cut any corners. He's your best wide receiver. So it's really a shame to see him go down. But the okay thing is that the Packers have the depth to be able to continue, to be able to move forward. They have Matthew Golden, they have Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, Luke Musgrave, and Tucker Kraft are all able to catch the ball fairly well. So Jaden Daniels on his first drive on offense from his own 33-yard line. Packers rush 4 after showing a bit of pressure. He'll dump it off to Austin Eckler, the former Los Angeles Charger, who'll get about a gain of 3. Austin Eckler, Matt LaFleur, irate at somebody. Someone named Enagbare. Very, very upset. I don't know what he did. It was Kingsley Enagbare, his 4th year out of South Carolina. I have no idea what that guy did. But Matt LaFleur, he's one of the more calm coaches in the league, so that's a little rare to see him kind of crash out there early. Packers showing heavy pressure here. They rush about 5, 6. Daniels moving around, doing his thing, but he's, again, that relentless pressure, that's what I'm telling you. And that'll go for the first sack of the game. Just said it right there. I'm like, yes, I sound smart. So every commentator to themselves after something happened that they predicted, because it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Like Micah Parsons came around up top. He has to step up. There's another guy there. Steps to his left. There's another guy there. Goes even farther left. Guess what? There's another guy there. It's that relentless pressure. So far, Jeff Hafley's dialing up the blitz on just the first pass play of the game. Packers showing heavy blitz again, and they rush 4 and only 4. But he's gonna have to make a quick decision. He'll get Austin Eckler. And that's going to be 4th down. That is really good defensive scheming. Like, that is playing the Commanders perfectly. That's exactly how you got to play. You have to have the guys able to. Micah Parsons, by the way, took 2 on his own there and still managed to get pressure on Jaden Daniels. But it's a big part of that is being able to really, really rush Jaden Daniels because he's good under pressure. But there is no quarterback except for maybe like quarterbacks who are strictly like running quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels is not strictly a running quarterback, which is why this works. Like Justin Fields could possibly get away from relentless pressure. Possibly. Oh, and a great special teams play, by the way. At the end of that one, a little bit of unnecessary roughness towards the end. Did they throw the flag? They should. It wasn't as they did. His name is Jeff, and he saved us. They did throw the flag there for unnecessary, which is the proper call. He was down. It was excessive. There was really no need at the end there. I was surprised they didn't throw it faster, honestly, because considering the NFL's cracking down on that stuff. That was Percy Butler. He made a great special teams play, pinned him at the 1. They're waiving the penalty. I mean, it was a stupid move by that guy, but it seems like they're waiving the penalty. Matthew Golden. Oh, okay. I think I know why they waived it. I believe they waived it because it was. Did they waive it? I didn't see him call it. Let me just double check. But I think it might. That was kind of understandable considering. Excuse me. That he didn't see that his knee was down. So it might be okay. I don't believe they called it. Thank you. I really got to just be faster with this. Like, I have it really, really close to me. I just got to click it. So, yeah, really, really good start to this one defensively for both teams. Great play by Trey Amos and a great special teams play by Percy Butler for the Commanders. The Packers, all credit to Jeff Hafley for the scheming of that first drive. If you're Cliff Kingsbury, you want to find a way. You're going to want to find a way to be able to get things open faster because the Commanders' offense is not necessarily one that develops very fast. You look at the teams whose plays develop quickly, there's a lot less of them. The team that I would say, personally, any team that comes from the McVay line, they run their offense fast. And that's just a factoid. Like Matthew Stafford over in LA, he can release the ball and he'll have someone open in like 0.22 seconds. He'll have someone. There's always just someone. Fastest drawing. Yeah. but he's got a very quick pass. Matthew Stafford, you notice how a couple years, the year they won the Super Bowl, he had the fastest release time in the NFL. It's because his receivers get open. They run a faster scheme than anyone else. Minnesota, one of the reasons why Minnesota is such a quarterback-friendly paradise is because there's always someone open. And they normally send Justin Jefferson in the mid-range to deep routes, but there's always someone. So if you're Washington, you're going to want to take a page out of the McVay line and kind of just – it might be the running back, which they kind of did a little bit on that last play where they had Eckler dump down into the flat. But I don't like halfback screens very much. So just personal. I don't like screens. Screens don't work. I don't like screens. So I think if they try and get someone open a little bit farther downfield. So the Packers, they're going to mark them at the 4-yard line, 1st and 10 from their own 4. That is Matthew Golden in motion. He was also the one on the return. Play action under pressure. He'll dump it down. That's beautifully executed to Tucker Kraft. And Tucker Kraft is going to keep going forward. He'll get a solid game. Screens wrecked. Screens don't work. I wreck other people with screens just because, it's fun. If I'm winning by a lot, my favorite thing to do is see Jaden Reed. Yeah, his arm is hanging. It's just not good. Yeah, it's not a good sign for the Packers. You're losing another key member of your team early on in this one. It's 1st and 10. I like to go Wildcat if I'm winning by a lot. Jordan Love handoff to Josh, to somebody. I thought it was Jacob. It is Jacobs, yeah. Hopefully get him back by the playoffs. Hopefully, because that, honestly, it's not dislocated. If it's an arm injury, I can guarantee you it's not dislocated because he would have already been back. Because the Packers are a tough team. Jaden Reed's a tough guy. They all are, actually. If their shoulder's dislocated, let me tell you, medical staff's going to go over. You're good to go. But I don't think that's what happened. My guess is he fractured something, which is not good. But Love drops back to pass. A little bit of pressure on the corner. He's got a wide open man. It's Tucker Kraft, the 40, the 30, and down at the 20-yard line. A beautifully executed play by the Packers offense. That was a fantastic play. As you just see here, you can kind of just see it. It's just a straight. He's just going straight. I mean, you watch here, pretends to take the block, and he just walks right by him. The decoy from the tight end. I fell for it too. The decoy, he just goes right past Luke Musgrave. He just draws the high safety. He draws the linebacker. He blocks the linebacker, and no one's there. That is just, we are seeing some fantastically schemed offense and defense early. Commanders bring heavy blitz there. Josh Jacobs going nowhere. Seeing some good scheming. Mostly from the Packers. to be honest. Mostly good scheming from Hafley and LaFleur. It's just really, really nice plays. It's one of those kind of geeky sports things when you look and you just see something work so perfectly. Just yes, it's so amazing. Because you don't I don't know what it's going to be, but you just see what it's supposed to look like and you can see it on the playbook. You're like, oh, that was amazing. The Packers did that perfectly. They're at the Commanders 19. Play action, Love under severe pressure. He lobs one up and out of bounds. Incomplete. 3rd and 9 coming up for Green Bay. So LaFleur is calling the plays in Green Bay. I've forgotten who the Packers offensive coordinator is. Is it still Stenavich? Feels like it shouldn't be, but it probably still is. 3rd and 9 from the Packers 19-yard line. They have someone as the back. I think that's Emmanuel Wilson in the backfield. I like Emmanuel Wilson as well, actually. I like that one game where he had 80 or so rushing yards. Love looks to throw. He'll roll to his right under pressure. He's going to take it himself. Jordan Love lowers his shoulder and takes a few big hits. How about that? Woo, nothing gets you quite so fired up. And Lambeau likes it. you could hear them inhale, even though my sound isn't up. You're just kind of all like, especially when everyone knows he's not gonna slide. Like he just knocked Trey Amos. Boom! That was like a clean defender hit. He dodges Luvu. And it takes a little bit of a hit at the end. Shoulder to like top of the neck, helmet area. It could have been dangerous, but youch. that was just a really great run by Jordan Love. Appreciate the physicality. Like, Tucker Kraft got injured at the end of that play. And another Packer appears to be injured. This isn't good, I will say. Because whatever happened. And that's also, I can tell it's bad because it was non-contact. Like Trey Amos was, a little bit of hand fighting, but nothing that would have caused severe injury. So they're driving. They're doing well offensively. But without Tucker Kraft, they're now down to just the standard 4. This commercial is weird. Standing there menacingly. I feel like that's a SpongeBob reference, right? Again, something I didn't grow up with. I'm like, 90% sure that's a SpongeBob reference. But I'm not on the internet very much. Well, I am. That's not. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me rephrase this. I'm not on the internet as much as other people. There we go. Like 90% of the things people would say, they would just be like some random whatever thing, and I'll be like, I'm still in 2011. Be a Packers season without receiver injuries. True. Yes, it is. Wow. I'm surprised I knew that. I feel like I only knew that from my limited internet knowledge. I'm getting better. I'm like starting to surround myself with people who are on the internet significantly more than me, and it's and it's kind of rubbing off. It's weird because like I'm not understanding, but I'm picking up on the meaning. Like you're in a conversation, someone says something, right? Someone says something, and you kind of like, you're like, huh, that's interesting. Like the first time you heard, I don't know, like a fun fact, like how wombats have square poop or something, and you hear someone say that, and you're just like in a conversation 30 or so weeks later, something like that, and you're just like, hey, did you know that wombats, it's kind of that same thing, but for memes from the internet. For me, Love looks to throw over the middle, touchdown Packers! Romeo Doubs! And the Packers are on the board first. 4:33 to go in the first quarter. I do like that play call. Just a quick little slant. And the thing is, you got to read this because there's no high safety. They're running one safety and he's on the left. And the reason why is because everyone else is on the left. And then the Packers is just open gap. Again, it's the small things. It's the small things that really get you going. Like the fact that worked also perfectly. Right now, Matt LaFleur extra point was almost blocked, but instead it is perfect. 7-0 Packers. But it's just like that's one of the things that it's just the fact that you see that right now, Dan Quinn is in a tizzy because of Matt LaFleur's play calling early. Like he is on fire. Incredible play call. Spam slants him in. I only use like one. I'm trying to think of which one I use. I use them, but I don't normally throw to the slant guy. Like I do them. I just don't throw to the slant guy very often. Because I always feel like I have to get rid of the ball. Like there's one like specific slant play where there's 4 slants. And you always have to get rid of and there's one, whatever it's called. One guy is going like Hail Mary style. And the 4 other guys who are just going slants. and it doesn't work because you always get pressured. I never get the ball out in time. Last 9 regular season games, he's got no interceptions. Jordan Love is accurate. He's accurate. If that's a bit of an understatement, don't mind me. He's accurate. And I knew it. It's one of those things where I'm just like, I knew it. Back when he was at Utah State, I knew it. Because I was actually like, everyone, that draft was weird, I will say, because everyone was like, oh no, what's going to happen? The Packers drafted a quarterback. Does this mark the end of the Rodgers era, even though he's still playing fine? And I'm like, really? I want Jordan Love. Like, why is everyone complaining? You got a perfectly solid quarterback to back up your 35-year-old at that time, like 35-year-old Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, why? Why are you mad? Like, you guys are so weird. Like, Packers fans, there's like 2 fan bases where I'm like, why are you mad? And the other one's the Cowboys, because there's a story that I was in Austin for the draft where they drafted, I say Austin, I was not in Austin, I was in Fort Worth. Was in Fort Worth the day during the draft they drafted Micah Parsons, and I got to see the Cowboys fans' reaction to the pick, which I'll get to right after this play. Packers showing a bit of pressure here. Daniels is going to hand it off to Eckler, and it's read like a book. Lucas Van Ness. It's not going to work on me. He read that perfectly. And the Commanders, like, they wanted it to be an option almost. Like, they tried for the run option. I don't know Yeah, it was a misread option. Jaden Daniels made a bad choice. It was a run option. Daniels made the wrong choice. 2nd and 11. The Packers are averaging 9.1 yards per play, contrary to the Commanders with 1.3. Samuel in motion, fakes the handoff, and gives it to Eckler for a gain of 5. Bring a 3rd and 6. So as I was saying, Micah Parsons, as you see him on your screen now, I was over in Fort Worth in the Cowboys training facility when he was first drafted. And if you could believe it, the Cowboys had the audacity to boo him when he got drafted because they wanted an offensive player. I'm like, why are you booing? Like I was there with my dad, and we're like, why are you mad? Like, it's like there's a few fan bases where it's just like, why are you upset? I would do anything to get this player. Daniels drops back to pass, heavy pressure. He'll dump it down and ping pongs his way forward. He'll get about 5. That was Eckler. So again, good pressure, but Cliff Kingsbury is adjusting. As you saw, Eckler got open very quickly. Commanders, they're going for this. I can almost guarantee you, depending on where this flag's going. Illegal hands to the face on the offense. It'll be 15. I think it's 15. Right? Should be 15. Again, I really got to unmute the TV. I know enough about rules and officiating. Let's see it. Oh, yep. You tried to choke out Parsons. Oh, also, by the way, let's count here. Throw 1, 2, 3. That was roughing the passer. Sorry, that was roughing the passer. If it exceeds 2 seconds from when he's thrown the ball, that's roughing. Daniels to throw on 3rd and 17. Quick slant. Not gonna happen in Green Bay. 4th and 15. And the punt unit coming on. 4th down. Another really great defensive sequence for the Packers. Mostly led by Micah Parsons. I'm telling you, they're getting the pressure on Daniels. They're doing a really great job. Trust Way to punt this off. I expect Golden to be the returner, though I don't know for certain. The punt from Way. And it's not Golden. It's Keeson Nixon, who's spun around at the 24 and will go down there. 2 minutes left in the first quarter when we return. Nope, they're not going to commercial. Micah Parsons. Are they going to commercial? They are going to commercial. Why do they do that? just to show off their cool technology. So Micah Parsons, they booed him, and I believe that was what draft? What draft was Micah Parsons? I don't even remember. It felt like so long ago. It was at least like 2019, right? 2021. I'm slipping. We were there. I didn't think it was that close. Actually, I expected it to be a little further away. I haven't been. My timeline is so bad. That's crazy. What? I said earlier, since I've been covering sports for about 5 years, I've been covering sports since 2016. I'm coming up on a decade. I don't know why I said 5 years. It just made me think of this. Oh man, that was good. Oh, I'm ancient. 5 years. Like half my life? I don't get it. All right. Yes, Micah Parsons, 2021. That was, I don't remember who the Dolphins drafted that year, but I guarantee you it wasn't good. Dolphins, 2021 NFL draft class. Who was it? Was that Waddle? Was that Tua? It was Waddle. Okay, yeah, it was actually a decent draft for us. That was what? Oh, we had 2 first-round picks. And we're about 2 minutes into this. What did I say wrong? Did I say something wrong? Wait, I don't understand. I'm sorry, it's just my bad. But it was a good draft for the Dolphins, surprisingly. We got Waddle and Jalen Phillips. The Cowboys still had a better draft. Bart Starr, age 27. He was the 1961 NFL champion. Brett Favre, age 27. He was the Super Bowl champion. Aaron Rodgers, age 27. He was the Super Bowl champion. We no clue how much time passed. I made it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jordan Love turns 27 on November 2nd. I knew it. I've known it. I knew it. I knew it. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, it's going to go down as like one of the better overall predictions of my career. So I hand off to Matthew Golden, who get about 6 yards. Like the sound of that, 27. I will say 2 and 7, 2 of my 3 favorite numbers. Don't ask what the third one is. So Al Michaels, I recently learned that Al Michaels gets paid $15 million a year. And now I know what my minimum salary is going to be. I'm joking. 2nd and 4. Jordan Love looks to throw. He's under pressure, and the Commanders got him down at his own 18. A big-time play for Quan Martin and the Commanders D. I knew it was coming. I knew that was coming pretty soon. The offensive line had held up fairly well to that point, but you just see 63 and 71 of the Packers. They just totally missed their mark on that one. That was Anthony Belton. He's already had a few troubles in this one. See if it keeps up. And Rasheed Walker was the other first sack of the season. I don't know. 3rd and 14. He looks to throw. I did not get that in time, did I? Chris Brooks on the little dump off there. Sandra Steele on the tackle. 4th and 4. Forced the Packers to punt. Sorry. There's just certain places in the world I'm allergic to. This is ridiculous. Oh, yeah, they're just trying to get him offsides. And this is the end of the first quarter. Packers 7. Commanders nothing. I was about to be like, what are you doing? I was trying to, that's the first time I've sneezed in the middle of a play. I was trying to do the play without sneezing. I was like, it's like, have you ever inhaled a sneeze before? Yes. No, I'm just allergic to very specific places. Florida, surprisingly, not allergic to. I'm allergic to things in Florida, but I'm not allergic to Florida. Pennsylvania, not even a little bit allergic to Pennsylvania. South Carolina, I was very much allergic to. I don't know why. Let's see, where else? Texas, I was fine. Yeah, I think I was fine in Texas. Trying to think of any other states where. Italy, I was talking about it earlier. Not at all allergic to Italy. The air's too clean, other than the mass amounts of smoking. But it's so frustrating because I live in a place where I am allergic. I am allergic to places. I'm not allergic to things anymore. I got the standard ones. I got pollen, dust, a couple of others, and then just nature. Specific things in nature. I don't know what it is because it's not even a particular climate. Like I'll be allergic to something up north, something down south. It doesn't quite make sense. All right. So after one quarter, breaking it down a little here. The Commanders, their defense has been all right. I mean, I haven't seen, there's not been a lot wrong with the defense. Offensively, they've just been strangled. Like they have nowhere to go anywhere offensively. And that big part of that is because of the Packers pass rush, Quay Walker, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, of course. And offensively, the Packers, they've made some decent strides, but the injuries are starting to weigh down heavy on them. They now got 4 starters injured and off the field at the moment, being Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Aaron Banks, and Zach Tom. I think they almost have those wrong. Lucky. I promise you, it's getting worse. Like by the time I'm 40 or 50, it's just gonna be like, what did you say? The fence is painted. Said thanks, Jerry. That's pretty funny. Yeah, the Cowboys have problems. I will say there is no owner better than the Packers owner. Just throwing it out there. No owner better than the Packers owner. And Dylan Whelan, I think it's Dylan. Daniel Whelan on the punt, and the return will be brought out to the 29-yard line. There is a flag. I'll see what the flag is. If you hear a soft pitter-patter, it's because it's raining. By soft pitter-patter, I mean the aggressive drops hitting a skylight. I'm going to unmute it. That's too loud. Oh, did it?
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team, number 59. 15-yard penalty as on to the end of the run. It's first down, Washington. Right there with the right hand.
Yeah, it is quite the face mask. Oh, no. Okay, I almost clicked away from the game. That's why we don't touch. Oh, no. I've clicked away from the game. Okay. The delayed reaction? Oh, please hold. Technical difficulties. That's why we don't touch the remote. Jaden Daniels is going to pass short to his left. That'll go to Deebo Samuel for a gain of 3 yards. Back to live. Back to live. Yep. Back to live. Come on. Come on. Was it a screen? It was totally a screen. I won't even deny that flag. Second down. All right. We're back to live. I'm never unmuting again. Just tell me the penalty. It's really funny because I unmuted it, and then the guy didn't unmute his microphone. So I was like, what? Very confused for a moment. 2nd and 10. You know, it's really bad that they put the mute button right next to the exit button. Daniels looks to throw. He's got all day. Another screen to Samuel. And Debo Samuel will get about 6 yards. Tackle Edgerrin Cooper. Edgerrin? I'm going to go with Edgerrin. So I'm like, has he just been muted this whole time? 3rd and 3. He's over there like, is that what that light is? 1350. You know how every house has that one light switch that does nothing? It's like that. Oh, what's that button do? Connects it to this random guy's remote. Ertz, the motion man. Packers bring in pressure. Parsons, Daniels, lasers one. He's got it. First down on the catch from Scary Teddy. First down, Washington. We have one in each room. That's too much. You know, as far as you know, your neighbors are just like, what's that? Huh. Daniels, they only rushed for 1. I don't even know what happened. Daniels just gets a yard. That was weird. 2nd and 9 or 8 coming up for the Commanders. 2nd and 9. Josh Conerly Jr. allowed in week 1 versus the Giants. He allowed us 1.5 sacks, 3 pressures, and an 8.1 pressure rate. So he didn't have the best game. That rookie out of Texas, I want to say. 2nd and 9. Daniels to throw. Wow. He way overthrows Ja'Cory Bill Krosky Barrett. By the way, favorite player on the Commanders. Just because of his name. Because he went from Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt to Bill. Like, that's incredible. I'm too scared to put them all on that one. It's pretty funny. See, the thing is, we have this house, and I feel like it's not actually, they don't have one switch. We have light bulbs. I'll explain it after this play. 3rd and 9, Daniels to throw. He's got so much time. He's got a man. It's dropped. Forced incomplete by Keyshawn Nixon. Good defense by the Packers. 4th and 9, and the punt team coming on for Washington. What was I saying? Yeah. So slowly over the course, the people that own this house, because we rent, we leave every so often, and they come in and they do some work. They'll just remove random light bulbs and will fail to replace them. That was just a really good breakup there by Keyshawn Nixon, by the way. They are so obsessed with Micah Parsons. No offense to Micah Parsons. He did nothing on that play. And they were just like, here you go. Oh, very solid punt by Tress Way. Pins him at the 7-yard line. Commanders are saying it's their ball. Keyshawn Nixon's waving them off. So Jordan Love's taking the field, ignoring the pleas of the Commanders special teams unit, who's done very well. That's actually been the highlight of the Commanders. Well, sis, hello to you too. Titletown, USA. That's what they call Green Bay. I just call it the frozen tundra. Like, it could be like 80 degrees there, and it'll be like the frozen tundra. As I was saying, yeah, the person who owns our house, like, there's this lamp over here that used to be a really convenient reading light, and they removed the light bulb, and I don't know why. Like, that was my reading lamp, because these overhead lights, we got, like, overhead light, we have a little tiny lamp over on the desk over there, and then we got a big old reading lamp. But they took the light bulb out of the reading lamp and didn't leave us any light bulbs. Just like, how am I supposed to read now? I'm just going to have to read while being blinded by the light? I'm like, what? And then there's this, like, they just replaced all these lights, and there's already one out over there. So, like, if you remember last year, there was a time when I only had one light, like, up here, because the other 7 lights were out. And there's only one light, so I was just kind of dim. I was, finally got them to come and fix the lights. So annoying. And now there's one out over there as well. I'm like, I don't understand. Why do these lights keep going out? You just replaced them. And then they definitely replaced the stairs light, formerly known as the ghost light, because it was always flickering. And now it's fine. Now it's actually significantly brighter. And they pointed it upwards for some reason. So that if a plane is flying by, they just see this random light because it's right by a skylight. They'll just see a light coming through the skylight. I'm like, who designed this house? Like, I have so many problems with this house in general. I could sit here for hours just complaining about the different qualities of the house. The bathroom is made of wood. Whose idea was that? Hello, we're talking about bathrooms being made of wood and how stupid that is and how badly this entire house is designed. House tour, exact. The bathroom's made of wood. Our bedroom has 3 different sources of light, all 3 of which are unreachable. So if it's sunny outside, we can't close the curtains. Love launches. He's got him. Matthew Golden, he overthrew him. Or Golden wasn't running fast enough. He had him. That was a touchdown. He got him in stride there. He was about to send me from house rant to house call. Pepper's a Packers fan, right? Yeah, I believe so. It's kind of crazy that you all have gotten along so well up to this point. Just one of these days, I'm just going to do a Packers-Vikings commentary and see what happens. 2nd and 10. Jacobs out of the backfield. They're going to give him the call. Jacobs has a hole. He'll lower his shoulder and get about 9 yards, bring a 3rd and short. That was a missed opportunity on that play. By the way, the fact that none of you commented on the house rant to house call is criminal. Just pointing it out. Jordan Love, by the way, is perfect when not under pressure, which is what I said coming into the game. 3rd and 1. This time is definitely going to have pressure, but they hand it off to Jacobs, and he'll get 3 easy yards and a 1st down. 11:30 to go in this 2nd quarter. So far, the Packers have just called an incredible game, coaching-wise. Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley both have had incredible, while Washington's kind of been scrambling a bit. So pressure him, exactly. At the beginning of the game, I said the key to this game, regardless, no matter which team, is pressure. Both quarterbacks are going to struggle under immense pressure, especially the Packers, because they're missing 2 offensive linemen in this game. Love play action. He's got a man in his face. He throws deep. It's incomplete. There's no way he caught that. Yeah. It's a solid throw under pressure, though, and good adjustment, even though he wasn't able to catch it. Let's see. There's no chance. 1. He caught it. That was a great catch. That's Malik Heath. Wow, prove me wrong. That was a really good catch. Wow. All right, 1st down, Green Bay. No thanks to Jordan Love. Good challenge by Matt LaFleur. I call him Matt LaFleur because he rises under pressure. Vikings Packers flex game at the end of the year could be a night game. I would do it. I was seriously being like, should I include Vikings Falcons in the poll? But then I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I want to commentate on Packers Commanders. 1st and 10. For Green Bay. Because he's beautiful. It's so funny. Matt LaFleur, he smells nice. Whoa. The 8.7 average yards per play for the Packers. This is crazy. The Commanders are inching their way forward while the Packers are taking it at strides. And it's just been the difference of pressure. It really has been. The Commanders have only brought pressure on a few plays and has gotten to him very effectively. Even on that last one, it was insane pressure. And he made an errant throw, and Malik Heath, he just took it into his own hands, literally. and made the play. That was a 5-yard run by Josh Jacobs. I will say Lambeau Field looks kind of cool, whited out. It's a good attempt to pretend to be Penn State. I'll give them that. Good attempt. Falcons wild card? It's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't doubt it. When do you think Jacobs has a breakout game? Who do the Packers play? I'm going to regret clicking away from that. Jordan Love throws over the middle. He's got Romeo Doubs in space. Doubs will get down to the 23-yard line. Dragged out of bounds there by Marshawn Lattimore. Oh, Cleveland. He'll break out next week. He'll go crazy next week. And Washington has a disgusting schedule. I think Penix has a bright future. I don't disagree, actually, because Penix has the one thing that I've always said. I said it last week. I'll say it this week. I've said it the week before that as well. Wins are a quarterback stat, and Penix won games. He won games in college. He wasn't pretty in college by any means. His play style is incredibly uninteresting, but he wins games. A little bit of a fake jet sweep there. No action. Josh Jacobs be dragged down for a loss of 1. I like Penix. I don't mind him. I like him. He's just not interesting. Can't get over the Guardian Caps. Yeah, they're pretty funny. Man, the rain's getting annoying. Atlanta, they're just, I like Atlanta. I think they're going to be just fine. I think they're going to be a good team. They're just not interesting. Because, you look at their team, you're like, oh, look at this big, strong running back who runs 5 yards at a time. I don't like Bijan, in case you couldn't tell. Tucker Kraft, he's back in the game and just absolutely floored a defender. And the Packers fans are loving it because this guy, he's the original cheesehead, if there wasn't already an original cheesehead. Because look at this. Boop. He just kind of shrugs him off, lowers his shoulder, gets down to the 6-yard line. Whoop. He just flew right on by. That is too swift a motion for a tight end that size to be making, quite frankly. Tucker Kraft has 89 yards receiving so far in this one. Hand off Jacobs. Jacobs rolling his way forward. He's down at the 1. 2nd and goal. They're just going to give it to him again. Anyway, Falcons. Drake London, probably the most boring wide receiver in the NFL. Kyle Pitts, kind of the most boring tight end in the NFL. Hand off to Jacobs. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs. And the Commanders are down by 2 touchdowns. It's looking good in Titletown, I will say that much. It's looking good. He continues his streak. I forgot about that. He's got 9? Is it 9 now? 10? 10 straight games with a touchdown. 13 points on the board for the Packers, pending the extra point from Brandon McManus. Extra point is good. 14-0, 7:34 till half. Commanders offense really, really, really struggling. While the Packers are moving. Bye. They will show it, I'm sure. Maybe. Malik Heath, that was a crazy catch. That was a really good effort by a receiver who is undervalued on this Packers team. That doesn't look good. I've been doing this too much, just in general, everywhere. Doing work or doing this, I'll put my elbow on the table and the skin on my elbow is starting to scratch off because of it. Because these tables aren't exactly comfortable by any means. They hurt quite a bit, actually. It's not great. What was I talking about before the touchdown? The Falcons, right? Yeah, they're gonna be good. I don't doubt it. Everyone's oh, the Falcons are gonna be terrible. They're gonna finish last in the NFC South. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone in the NFC South won, except for maybe the Saints. Maybe. Because, like, if any of the teams, if Carolina, 1 second. If Carolina gets the Bryce Young they got late last season, they're going to be fine. They're going to easily win like 7 or 8 games. They're going to be perfectly mediocre if they get the Bryce Young they got last year. Maybe even more than that. The Falcons, all they have to do is be okay. Because let me tell you, in case no one's told you this, the mediocre team still beats 15 other teams, which I think is funny. If you're perfectly mediocre, you're still beating half the NFL. The Falcons don't exactly have the toughest division. They got the Panthers and Saints. They play, that's easily 4 wins. And they don't have a tough schedule at all. To the point where it's like they could realistically win 11 games just by being meh. And they almost beat the Bucs because they got off to a really slow start. And the Falcons defense is one of the most, if not the most underrated defenses in the NFL. Bold take. They got a lot of good going on in Atlanta. Nothing flashy, but they've never claimed to be. Like, they've never been like, there was an injured player, apparently. I'm not sure what happened. They got the card out. Did I just miss something? I feel like I would have seen this. It's Dietrich Wise Jr. who was on the extra point. They just didn't show it. I think I saw him going over. Did he go over? Sure did. Ooh, that's not good.
Bobby Wagner, the heart and soul of that defense.
That's not good. That's why you don't leap over the lineman. That's why it's against the law. That's why you're not against the law. That's why it's against the rules. That's the exact reason you're not supposed to jump over the line. It's because that happens. Like, I saw there was a little bit of someone jumped. Like, I saw someone jumped over. But you're not supposed to do that because that's a very, very good way to get injured. That is a shame. Dietrich Wise has been everywhere. I think he was a Dolphin at some point. I think. Nope. I only think he was a Dolphin because of Brian Flores. That's why. Just when all the pieces clicked together, I only thought he was a Dolphin because he was with Brian Flores in New England as the defensive coordinator there. When Flores was the defensive coordinator there. He's had a long career. He's a Super Bowl winner, I think. Yeah, should be. Wait, when was the last time the Patriots won a Super Bowl? Super Bowl winner. I've actually forgotten. Yes, he's won 2 Super Bowls. I was pretty sure that the Falcons were 2017. I've just blanked out. I've just blanked out the Super Bowl against the Rams because it was awful. I completely forgot about that one. And, you know, it's really funny when you think about it. The Rams have been in 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. That's more than your team has. That's more than like 90% of everyone else. And the Rams, like, huh? They have? And they did it with 2 different quarterbacks. Both kind of in general, as far as, like, you know. Now, I don't want to call them they're both very good quarterbacks. They're both very, I would say they're very stereotypical quarterbacks. Like, they are the standard. Like, if you're looking for a passing quarterback, that's the kind of quarterback you want is Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. Because they are just true passing quarterbacks. But they're not like what we're used to seeing at this point. You know, if Jordan Love makes the Super Bowl this year, he wins the Super Bowl. He's going on that list with them as one of the quarterbacks that you want. Who's got one of the best passing arms in the game. He's one of the best passing quarterbacks, period. Because you notice that passing quarterbacks get a lot farther. Although recently we have seen rushing quarterbacks do their job. Although I don't like Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I feel like he did more passing than rushing. Like Jalen Hurts is weird because he can run very well, but I still think he's like everyone says that he's a rush first quarterback. I don't think he is. I think he's a pass first quarterback that rushes when he has to. But when he has to for him is very much broader than a lot of other quarterbacks. We'll get about to the 30-yard line on the kick return. That was Luke McCaffrey. What is this? It's like woodwork? Oh, that's cool. Wonder how expensive that is. I bet Al Michaels can pay for it. First and 10. 7:30 to play until the half. The Commanders really just need some jolt to get them going. Packers showing pressure a few different places. Hand it off to Bill. And Bill is going to get to about 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up. And just in case you missed it, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, also known as Bill. The Commanders have totaled a whopping 23 yards of offense on 3 drives. And they just doubled it. Terry McLaurin makes a great catch there. Not doubled. He got like 13, 14 yards. But Terry McLaurin is an awful throw. But a really good catch there by Terry McLaurin. Since a rivalry with Al Michaels. No. Al Michaels, one can hope. There's an injured Commander. That's going to be one of their old linemen. It's Brandon Coleman. This catch is hoping for a pass. I was kind of sold it was going to be a pick. I was like, oh no, their jolt is going the wrong way. Al Michaels, honestly, is just one of those guys that he's always been around. You know, for me at least, he's always been around. Like it's Kirk as well. Kirk Herbstreit's always like it's one of those guys that you hope. Just so cool for Kirk Herbstreit because it's like I wish I was in his place. Like I wish I would get the opportunity to get to sit beside Al Michaels, to get to commentate with Al Michaels, because that's cooler than anything. Because I know he's getting paid quite a lot of money. I'm sure Kirk Herbstreit is too, but like for Al Michaels, that is earned money. Because you look at all of if you Google his best calls, you'll see one specific hockey one that I'm thinking. It's just probably the most iconic broadcasting moment in the history of sports broadcasting. He's a legend. And the same thing with Lee Corso. Look at Kirk Herbstreit. I'm like, yeah, that's not fair. You got to sit next to Lee Corso and Al Michaels. But Kirk Herbstreit's earned it as well. So it's really, they're just all three. I really, out of all of the broadcasters, I probably respect Thursday Night Football the most. Packers rushing about 5. Daniels has a bit of time. It's almost intercepted. Terry McLaurin didn't even bother lunging for it. He's actually really lucky that was a terrible throw. Otherwise, that was going the other way. So listen to those calls. Yeah, Al Michaels, I want to say in his prime, but he was already 40, 50, so he's a little bit past his prime probably. But he's a legend. He's old, but but he's still really good at what he does. I mean, you're listening to like I think he's 81 now or something around those lines doing this commentary. Jaden Daniels throws over the middle to somebody. I think this is Noah Brown. Noah Brown, another former Cowboy. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Daniels and the Commanders offense. Commanders show a bit of pressure. It doesn't matter. First down for Bill. He looks and sounds good for anyone. Hey, Siri. How old is Al Michaels? He's 80. Yeah, he's 80. I was very close. But Al Michaels, he's still in great shape. He's doing what he loves, and a lot of respect for him. He's one of the best to ever do it. Jaden Daniels, he's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to take it himself, and he's tripped up after a short gain by Edgar and Cooper. Still questioning that. There's Jeff Hafley, the man, the myth, and the legend. He's slightly out of focus, but he is fully focused on this defensive scheme as he's trying to stifle this Commanders' drive. They're finally starting to get their offense moving a bit. 5 minutes to play till the half. So this one, it's a crucial drive for Washington, but I would say even more so, their next drive is the most important one. Because if they can get a stop before halftime, huge. And, oh my goodness, Jaden Daniels is sabotaging right now. It's the second time he's misread one of those. The Packers are just playing. They're playing soft, like soft zone almost. It's like it's man, but watch. He doesn't jump it, and now he jumps it. He's staying patient, and Daniels he's underthrown it a bit. He's not putting nearly enough zip, first of all. And it's not been a great game for Jaden Daniels. 3rd and 5 from the 33 of Green Bay. Packers rush 4. Parsons is a free rusher. Daniels loads deep. He overthrew him. He only sort of had Terry McLaurin. Only sort of. 4th and 5. It's a tough decision. They're going to send out the kicking team. I don't know that I agree with that. Your offense has been garbage to start this game. Jaden Daniels has been ridiculously off the mark. For honestly the second straight game, he wasn't particularly accurate against the Giants either. The kick is up for Washington, and it is good. Matt Gay with the 51-yard field goal tip makes it 14-3. 4:27 until the half. Packers up by 11. Jordan Love when we come back. Glad halftime is almost here. I'm almost out of water. Now, there's this joke that I like to tell. I'm saying this because I got a notification from the Weather Channel saying that it's about to start raining. And I'm like, it hasn't stopped. Like, it stopped maybe briefly. But it's just like a family joke. We didn't make it by any means, but we always make the joke about how Weather Channel is so inaccurate. And we're like, it's just so inaccurate. I mean, my pet rock is better at telling me what the weather is than the Weather Channel. And the question is always supposed to be like, what does that mean? Like, well, if I stick my pet rock outside and I bring it back in and it's wet, then it's raining. And if it's dry, then it's not. The kickoff from Matthew Gay. It's going to go to about the 1-yard line. Really good kick. And it's going to be a solid return, good tackle. Again, the Commanders' special teams has been probably the best part. Vince Lombardi, who's the head coach and general manager of the Packers from 1959 to 1967. The Vince Lombardi. I actually did not know that. Vince Lombardi was the head coach and executive vice president in 1969. It's a little before my time. Just a little. I remind you, before my time was back when the Dolphins had won a playoff game. 1st and 10 from their own 27. And this is a solid jet sweep. He's pushed out of bounds. I don't know who that was. 83. That's Savion Williams, the rookie out of TCU. So a pet dog in the yard. And that one, true. So that's the Savion Williams, rookie out of TCU. How about that? I only knew one TCU receiver last year, and that was Jack Beck. Must stand. Killing my back. Jack Beck. He's a good receiver. I like Jack Beck quite a bit. He's not playing. He plays for the Chargers. Tucker Kraft in motion. Handoff to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs tries to cut it to the right. He will successfully do so and get about a gain of 5 or 6 on the play. There is a flag. Jacobs with long hair? Wait, why? Why do you call him Jacobs with long hair? It's holding on John Fitzpatrick, third string tight end. Let's see it. Let's see the hold. Let's okay. Whatever. That was totally not holding on him. But okay. Commanders bringing pressure. We just saw Josh Everest. The guy has totally turned this Commanders team around. Love looks to throw. Ooh, almost got intercepted there, but he'll successfully dump it off to Chris Brooks. And that's the Chris Brooks I remember. No, I didn't think it was holding either. I thought it was holding on Jean-Baptiste. The other running back, I didn't know his name. Oh, that was Savion Williams. He's actually a wide receiver. For TCU, Bobby Wagner, the former Seattle Seahawks linebacker, 6-time first-team All-Pro, tied 4th among linebackers since 1970. Wagner's been doing it long enough that he's played in the Super Bowl. And yeah, he's played in this. Not confident in saying that he won. I'm not brushed up on my history very much. Love rolls to his left. He looks to throw. He throws deep. He has him. That was really, really bad. It's just not a good throw, first of all, and then the little hand fighting at the end I didn't love either. I think it was pass interference on both of them, which kind of counters it out, so I understand why they didn't throw the flag, and that was an awful throw by Love anyway. 4th and 11, 2:14 to play until the half. Right. 2:14 to go till halftime. Whelan. He'll punt it off. He's almost roughed, but not quite. The punt will be returned. Commanders player just got laid on top of. It's a good return. Get to about the 44, 43-yard line. Their own 43-yard line. Excuse me. So they're showing Lambeau stuff. I was going to say something. Is Kraft a top 5 tight end in your opinion? No. No, he's not. I think he's actually, as far as like standard tight end metrics go, we can go through it at halftime. We'll go through it at halftime. I'm gonna get my drink and come back and we'll go through the entirety of teams and we'll rank them as fast as possible. Or speed run ranking tight ends. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Washington. Packers showing a bit of pressure. They backed out of it. Daniels will run up. He's going to cross the line, and he'll get about 7 yards, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. We're heading to halftime in the minute 55. Packers up by 11. Commanders trying to get this game a little more in reach than it is right now. We'll find out after the 2-minute warning. So the thing is, Tucker Kraft is actually a very standard tight end. He's built like a tight end's supposed to be built, but he doesn't always have the result that you want from a tight end necessarily. Like he doesn't put up the big numbers that some tight ends do. So we can go through it. I would say he's, as like a size thing, he's built the same way Mark Andrews is built. The same way Travis Kelce is built as well. Except Travis Kelce is probably a little more flexible than he is. Chigakonkwo over in Tennessee is built like a tight end. Then there's the tight ends who are not so much built like tight ends, which is like Jonnu Smith over in Pittsburgh, Mike Gesicki over in Cincinnati. Notice how I keep naming Dolphins tight ends. Evan Ingram over in Denver. Like these guys aren't built necessarily like tight ends should be built. They're faster. They're more wide receiver built, but they still have the size with it as well. So Tucker Kraft's a big dude, and that helps him as far as tight end ranking goes. So it really depends on what you're looking for in a tight end. Because if you're looking for a tight end that's like, yeah, this guy's going to be a great blocker. He's going to get an open space very easily. He's going to move down the field. He's going to lower his shoulder. Tucker Kraft's got to go. If you're looking for someone who you want to be like strictly, I want this guy to catch passes. I want him to go 20, 30 yards every play. Your guy. So it really depends which tight end you're looking for. Tight ends are a very hard position to rank in general because there's different kinds of tight ends. You have your blocking tight ends, your receiving tight ends, and then your perfect tight ends. Tucker Kraft falls under perfect tight end, technically. But like you look at the other perfect tight ends and you're like, he doesn't really quite add up there yet. He hasn't been in the league long enough because you have Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Mark Andrews. Like those are probably top 3 right there. And then you have kind of the rising stars in that category. Isaiah Likely, Tucker Kraft, somebody else. There's someone. Pat Freiermuth. That's the word I was thinking. Muth. They're like the rising stars. They're probably top 10, but I wouldn't put them top 5 yet because they're just not there. Yeah, but I mean, we could technically go through it all at halftime, technically. Although I think I did a pretty good job explaining there. 2nd and 2, minute 55 to go. They're handing it off to Bill, or is that Eckler? Might have been Eckler. It was Eckler. Eckler's never been much of a running back. He's always been a wide receiver disguised as a running back, like Deebo Samuel. Hand off to Eckler again. He'll get about 5 yards. Interesting. I don't know what they're doing. Pretty fantastic for a spontaneous breakdown. Thank you. Which is only a half compliment, I noticed. But I'm kidding. So that's a good compliment. 2nd and 5, minute 11. It kind of seems like they're ticking the clock. They just jumped. False start. Offense number 78. Laramie Tunsil. Honestly, best decision Chris Grier made in his entire tenure. Bye. Give us Waddle, Tua, Phillips. Just keep going, you know. Javon Holland. Like, I feel like we got all of our good players over the last 2 years from Laramie Tunsil. And the Texans are over there going, yeah, we got nothing. What'd you get from Laramie Tunsil? Nothing. We got nothing. We traded him away. We got nothing. Yeah. In fact, now all we have is a quarterback who's got 0.0 seconds to throw. That was the one trade where the Dolphins really, really robbed him. Actually, that's not true. Jalen Ramsey and the Rams. We robbed the Rams blind. That trade. You want Hunter Long? Yes. Jalen Ramsey? Deal. Really? It's kind of that reaction. Screen goes about 7 yards. Solid screen, considering screens don't work. I don't know what Cliff Kingsbury's doing. Commanders have 30 seconds. Like, I get that they have all 3 timeouts, but come on, people. 3rd and 4 from their own 40. From the Packers 40, sorry. McLaurin in motion. Still taking their time. The Packers backed out of the blitz that they were sending. Under pressure, he'll throw. Oh, offense had to play defense there. Keyshawn Nixon. That's Xavier McKinney. I was going to say Keyshawn Nixon's been locking down. That was Xavier McKinney there. 4th and 4. Got to go for it. I don't know what they were thinking with those 2 run plays there. I'm not a huge fan of the play calling by Cliff Kingsbury. Not Laramie Tunsil getting absolutely crushed by Micah Parsons on that play. Like, he just got beaten like 3 times. They're kicking the field goal. Conservative Dan Quinn, like, what? Kick is up, and it is no good. They really should have gone for it. It's going to be an 11-point game going into halftime. The Commanders kind of losing their touch here. Dan Quinn hasn't been doing Dan Quinn stuff. Cliff Kingsbury's not been doing Cliff Kingsbury stuff. Well, he's been doing Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona stuff. not Cliff Kingsbury in Washington. Jaden Daniels has been wildly inaccurate. And they just haven't been able to do anything right. The special teams has been phenomenal, but that's about it. Other than that, scratch that. Their special teams has been garbage. The kickers, everything. Really just not a lot of good for the Commanders in this first half. They need a serious pep talk. 1st and 10. Now the Packers actually have 14 seconds and 3 timeouts to potentially go up by 14. Love looks deep. He throws deep. He's got a man, and out of bounds is Dontavian Wicks. They have so much time and 3 timeouts, but he got out of bounds anyway. They got 8 seconds. That's enough time to, hey, Brandon McManus, throw a couple shots at the end zone. Just saying. I don't see why not. I mean, I feel like they're in McManus's field goal range. We ignore that Brandon McManus was one of the best kickers in the league with Denver all those years back. I would just throw one up. Fine. Be boring. Hand it off to Josh Jacobs. Quick timeout from LaFleur with 4 seconds to go. And out comes McManus. They just made it a little more manageable for him. Sad. Hail Marys are fun. So 4 seconds to go. Josh Jacobs calling timeout from the bottom of a pile. It's a future coach right there. 2nd and 2. Make manageable. I mean, 48 yards should be a chip shot for Brandon McManus. Should be. 2nd and 2. I don't know why I mentioned that. 48 yards. Kick is up, and it is doink! Doink! A double doink! No good. There's so much wrong with those last 2 drives, quite frankly. Commanders receive the second half kickoff. Dan Quinn didn't go for it. Matt LaFleur wasn't aggressive enough. The double doink was cool, but then doink. Jacobs needed 2 more yards. Yeah. Is the wind bad in Green Bay, or the kicker is just bad? The wind doesn't look bad. Commanders, 274 total yards allowed in first half. Last week versus the Giants, 231. The defense is struggling. That's not a good number. Wait, is that last week versus the Giants total? Or in first half? Because it feels like the Giants didn't do well last week. I was watching Red Zone. They're kind of getting weird with their stat sheets. Their stats aren't exactly good there. Yeah. All right. So kind of a terrible first half, honestly, for the Commanders at least. The Packers had a couple of nice drives. Really, like I said, it was a good first half for the Packers, but it wasn't really. They had 2 good drives, and they struggled the rest of the time. And it's not a good look for either team, really. The Packers are out playing the Commanders. They're out coaching the Commanders more than anything. So second half coming up in about 11 minutes time. New feature, by the way, that I absolutely love is the timer on the ESPN app. In case you can't see it, there's there it is, halftime, 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Insane. I love that. I can just go downstairs, do whatever, and just come back in 10 minutes and 17 seconds. But before I do that, I'd like to give a special little shout out. Because a year ago today, whatever, it wasn't actually, but a year ago, week 2, Thursday Night Football, the Houston Texans were playing the Chicago Bears, in what was quite possibly the worst game I commentated on that season. But that also happened to be the very game that Tom Grassi decided to drop in over at halftime. And I was rated by several thousand people. I think the final number was like 5,000. And to this day, the highest count of viewers on a video or a live stream makes sense, obviously. But the best part of that is that it didn't stop. That commentary somehow managed to get like 800 more people to watch it after it had already ended. Like it's still getting views, and it was a year ago. Like I'm looking at it, and it keeps getting higher, and it's just so insane to me all the good that Tom has done with his organization, with his charity work, and all of that. And it's just incredible what he does. So all respect to Tom Grassi for dropping in a year ago. Just thought I'd mention that because, I mean, who knows? I mean, that was really like at that point, I had just started up the YouTube, but again, like I'd done other stuff in the meantime, but it was like the start of the restart of my YouTube commentating career. My first one was rough. The first few were rough. I had a lot of technical difficulties. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't have a setup. Nothing was working right. I was getting really demoralized. So it was just really something that I kind of needed in that moment. So I really, really thank Tom for all of that. So in probably about 3 minutes, I'll be back and we'll break down a bit of the second half. But until then, unmute your TVs. This is a great halftime show, crew. I like Thursday Night Football. I like watching it. They're just a good crew. So I'm going to go get some water, refill that, and I'll be back in just a few moments. Thank you. Bye-bye. I've got news. Very sad news indeed. I've gone downstairs. What is this? Oh, there. I was like, I just saw the embarrassment of my favorite team on screen. Sorry. I was like, what's happening? Anyway, I went downstairs and I went to refill my drink in the sink because we have clean drinking water here, unlike in Florida. So I went downstairs, and the light above me flickered and then continued to flicker and is now out. We were gone for like 3 months and they didn't replace any of the light bulbs. It's such a bad house. It's such a bad house. It's laugh or cry at this point. It's just it's a terrible, terrible house. I'm not gonna lie. There's so much wrong with it. The thing, like, who in the world has like 6 skylights in the house? Like, why? And why are they all like completely uncleanable? Because you can't reach them. For one, like, even if you have a ladder, like we have one that's above a staircase that's right over here that leads to the downstairs. It's a staircase, right? But it's like a little, like, it's not a spiral staircase. It's like you go down and then down. And there's the square that leads all the way down to the bottom floor. And then you look back up, that normal stair design. The skylight's above the square. The only way that you could possibly be able to clean up there is if you were to get a ladder, precariously perch yourself 10 feet in the air on a stair with a ladder to clean the skylight. Which, by the way, if it happens to be dark outside or something, and there's a lightning storm, which there isn't ever, but if there is, like, I would just be sitting here, lights turn off, and then, what was that? Just got flashbanged by lightning because someone decided to put a skylight in the staircase and in every bedroom and the bathroom. Because let me tell you, it is incredibly, Sterling Sharp has been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025, by the way. But there's a skylight in the bathroom because it's so awesome to have like pigeons watching you shower. This has happened where I'll just be in the shower and all of a sudden I'll just hear, I'm like, what is that? And I look up and there's just a pigeon on the skylight walking across. I'm like, who made this thing? The wooden bathroom with the skylight. The bathroom's the worst room in the house, like by far. It's not even close. It's awful. It's such a terrible design. Like, the entire house design is awful. All the rooms are painted a different color, but they're all vaguely gray. Like this room, you see the walls. They're like a whitish gray, right? Well, if you look at the master bedroom, it's like a pinkish gray. The bathroom's black. Okay, my bedroom, is bluish gray. Downstairs, it maintains the color until you get into the kitchen where it kind of then tints a bit to a greenish gray. The stairs are green. All the furniture is either brown or gray. The roof is brown. The doors are a deep gray. The knobs are black. There's a pink gnome. Like, nothing matches. The person who designed this house was on something. Like, they had to be. It's a contractor's worst nightmare. Like, literally, there's a map on their wall. And it's not even like, I can't decipher. I want it very colorful, but also completely gray. Literally. It's so bad. There's a map on this wall, right? It's an okay map. I cover it with the wall most of the time. But it's impossible to decipher. Go look at this wall, and you'll be like, who's this map useful to? Just be like, oh, let's see. What am I looking for? Let me just pick a place here. Crichton Street. Let me get it out with my hands here. I've already lost it, by the way. There it is. This is the size of Crichton Street on this map. You cannot see it. It's who's this map gonna help? Because if I'm stuck in this major city, I'm not gonna tell you where the major city is. I'm stuck in this major city, and I get this map. I'm not gonna be able to find my way around anything. Oh, this is a terrible. Like everything is wrong with this house. Even the cleaning lady is wrong. Like she comes in here and she broke a painting on like the first day. I'm like, are you kidding? She's like, oh yes, I've been coming here for years. This has never happened before. I don't believe you. Yeah. And then like we keep finding stuff as well. There was this toy dinosaur in our room when we got here that wasn't there before. Like who's been here? It doesn't make sense. There's a weird conch shell, by the way. Another weird thing. Ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. Sorry. Just pointing your attention to this. I saw this during halftime. I was looking at my phone while I was making my drink. Jordan Love has thrown for 214 passing yards, which is the most in his career in the first half, while Jaden Daniels has thrown for 49. So Jordan Love is having himself a career day, while Jaden Daniels has basically been throwing at dirt. Brandon McManus, the kickoff. It's going to be returned from about the 7-yard line. And he'll take it from the 25. He's got a hole. He'll get to the 40. He's got a man to beat. It's Deebo Samuel. Samuel, the 50. And he's pushed out at the Green Bay 45. An incredible return by Deebo Samuel. I felt that one coming way before. I'm surprised I got through the kick return. I felt it coming from the kick. Matt LaVoy, it's the Packers' 9th game with a double-digit halftime lead since the start of last season, second most in the NFL, to their cross-division rivals, the Detroit Lions. First and 10, 14:51 to go in this fresh third quarter. Starting with amazing field position is Daniels. Packers showing a bit of pressure. They rush 5. He hands it off to Bill, and Bill gets 5 yards. This is a game of find it. Random objects everywhere. And only some of them are ours, like the duck on the painting. You can't say it. There's like a duck that's been looking at me. It's a Viking. Yeah, it's a Viking duck. I don't know where we got it. Probably on a cruise. Probably on a Disney cruise. If you haven't seen the video where I played hide and seek on a Disney cruise, or NFL scavenger hunt on a Disney cruise, that was pretty fun. So much happened and went wrong on that screen, but it ultimately went incomplete. It was just a mess. That play was about as a mess as the color scheme of this house. Why does this keep pulling up Dietrich Wise? I clicked Dietrich Wise once, and now I can't get back to the everyday stuff. Average screen, you might say. Yeah, screens don't work. They don't work. Boy, if you see me messing with my hair a lot, it's because I need a haircut very badly. It's gotten too far. It's too far. 3rd and 6. Commanders are 2 for 7 on 3rd down today. This is about their average range on 3rd down as well. This would just be an awful time to stall out. They gotta start taking some risks. They're at the Green Bay 40. It's another manageable kick, but they missed the last one. I may have just hit the microphone. I'm sorry. Packers bring in blitz. They rush 5. Pressure gets to him, but he gets the completion. Did he drop it? There may have been a little bit of OPI. They're not going to call it first down Washington. See if there was any OPI here. No, he fell. He just fell. It's a funny comment. Someone the other week was like, your hair just keeps getting longer and longer. And I'm like, that is generally how hair works. But no, I do have to agree with them. My hair is growing very fast this time around. Daniels handoff to Bill. Bill gets like 4 yards. I love Bill. He's my favorite. So funny. Like it's like Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, Bill. Everyone's out of control. Thing is, like I keep getting haircuts and it's not doing anything. Like, I'll get like really short haircuts too. Like I'm getting short haircuts. You'll probably see next week. Next time I do a commentary, I'll have a shorter haircut because I plan on getting a haircut in the next 2 weeks. Daniels to throw a screen to Debo. Debo Samuels. It's about 2.5, 3 yards. Like, when did I get a haircut last? Probably about 3 weeks ago. Like 3 weeks ago, I would say. It hasn't been long enough for it to get this thick, I would say. Like, it's very heavy right now. Gruden goes crazy for Bill. Been watching his game previews lately. Very entertaining. It's going fast. Yes, it is. It was a very short haircut as well. The sides were actually like they weren't shaved, but they were showing some skin there. It was a nice haircut, but I'm like, it lasted a week. 3rd and 3. Hackers bring heavy pressure. Parsons is free. He wraps him up. He's gonna get half a sack. There's a flag. It's gonna be holding, so it really doesn't matter. Micah Parsons came in like a torpedo on that one. Telling you, the captain told you it earlier. It's not my fault no one was here to see it. It was a pretty good intro. Might have weirded some people out, though. I mean, he just waltzed right by him. Yeah, that's going to be holding, so. Penalty wisely declined. Yeah, Connolly. That is offensive lineman humiliation at its finest, folks. Just getting passed. No, on your left. 4th and 13, and Matt Gay, 52-yard field goal attempt. He's 1 of 2 on the day. 12 minutes to go in the third. The kick is up, and it is doinked again! He's 2 for 2 on doinks. They really got to stop letting him kick. This is not a good look for the Commanders. He doinked it on the other post, by the way. Doing. You guys remember Cody Parkey? Cody Parkey, remember me? Oh yeah, Cody Parkey, the doink kicker. Guy was a legend. I would watch games with Cody Parkey in them just to watch them miss field goals. I'm like, why do they keep sending him out there? That's what's happening right now. So I remind you that this game could be 14-9 right now. Instead, it's 14-3. The Commanders' offense has been awful. Like, I'm trying to think of like a fun way to say that. There's no good way. They've been bad. They've been very bad. Well, the Packers have moved the ball efficiently. Their defense has been extraordinary, and they've just been very good. Where is Cody Parkey now? I'm Googling Cody Parkey. What is he doing? He's from Florida. That makes so much sense. He's from Florida and went to college at Auburn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That makes sense. He was a member of the Dolphins, but he was fine with he was bad with the Dolphins, but he didn't doink with the Dolphins. His most famous doinking year was with Chicago in 2018, and then he kind of repeated history with the Browns in 2020. Excuse me. He made the Pro Bowl? What? Sorry. It's like, huh? He made the Pro Bowl in 2014? He had the most points scored in a single season by a rookie. He holds an NFL record? That's wild. He's 84% field goal percentage. Next week on Thursday Night Football, the Bills are playing an NFL team. That'll be fun. I can't believe I'm going to watch that. I'm not going to commentate. It's going to be sad if I commentate on it. It's not even going to be included. I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to cry. And then I'll come back on Sunday or Monday and watch and do a live commentary. Or the Fibonacci sequence, which I would be perfectly fine with. Laser. Incredible throw from Jordan Love to Luke Musgrave. Right in the votes. I don't know what I'm going to do for well, where is Cody Parkey now? I still want to know. Nobody knows. Okay, he's fallen off the face of the earth. What are the games next week? What's the schedule look like? NFL Week 3 schedule 2025. Excuse me. 1st and 10 after that big play to Musgrave. Musgrave. It's like Musgrave or Musgrove. He's got a free rusher on him. That ball just flies out of bounds. It's exactly the kind of pressure they need to continuously put on him. This is not week 3? That's week 3. Okay. Week 3, 1 o'clock. Oh, Rams, Eagles, and Bengals, Vikings at 1 o'clock. Nice. Nice early window. Broncos, Chargers at 4. That's it. Oh, Chiefs, Giants on Sunday night's embarrassing. Lions, Ravens. Lions, Ravens. See you there. 2nd and 10. Commanders showing 5-man blitz, 6-man blitz. No, it's going to be 5. They rush 5. Handoff Jacobs. He has a hole. He's got a man to beat. He gets about 10 yards and a first down. Good play. That was just a good run. Good blocking as well. Virtual measurement, ladies and gentlemen. Virtual measurement. Moment of truth. Virtual measurement. I'm so ready.
They call down from upstairs and say he's short, which means instead of a
No virtual measurement. That is a crime. They're saying he's short. No virtual measurement. Shame on them. Third and 1. Musgrave in motion. And back the other way. Play action. Oh, beautiful. Pass to Musgrave for an easy first down. Welcome back. It's again one of those things where it's just like, oh yes, such a good play, such well designed and beautifully executed as well. Week 4 of 16 college football. Watching this one as well after this one. 1st and 10. Love, handoff, Jacobs. Josh Jacobs stumbles 4th for a gain of 4, but there is a flag. Ooh, that's not a night game. I went, ooh, wait. It's at 3:30. That's not cool. It's holding on one of the Packers' backup linemen. Yeah, so pretty much, yes, it's pretty much going to be Lions, Ravens with the Fibonacci sequence. Like, no, I'm not going to do Dolphins. I'm never going to do a Dolphins game. I assure you. It's just not going to happen. I would do Auburn, Oklahoma, because that's fun, but it's at 3:30. There's going to be a false start on Green Bay. They're shooting themselves in the foot right now. About to be 1st and 25. Don't tell me it was on Rihanna again. I see one Dolphins game. No. See Matt LaFleur and Dan Quinn pregame, 2 old pals. These 2 guys worked together for a few years. Maybe in the playoffs. That's funny. First and 20. First and 25. Receiver in motion there. That's the guy from TCU. I forgot his name. Love, another laser to Kraft. That's an easy 21 yards. Jordan Love is balling right now. It's raining again. I know that because of my skylight. That was just a good throw. So Washington actually switched their defensive scheme. They were going man for a long time, and it was not working. And they went zone, and now the tight ends are having fun because tight ends are built for zone schemes. They block, and then they get out into the flat. And it's just easy. So the Commanders so far, the only thing that's worked is the blitz, and I don't think they have the power to necessarily keep that going. It's a 7-yard run from Josh Jacobs. First and goal for the Packers. I'm worried. I'm worried. This game, virtual measurement. No, it's gonna be first and goal. Boo. All right. I'm a little worried. That this game's over. That's what I was gonna say. Because if it's 21-3, the Commanders are just sluggish. So it would be a huge victory for the Packers. Love looks to throw, under pressure, rolls to his right, under pressure, backtracking, launches one out of the back of the end zone. Second and goal. I appreciate the effort. Jordan Love has definitely gotten much better at throwing the ball away. So give him credit for that. Second and goal. 7:34 to play in the third quarter. Jaden Daniels looking on with not a whole lot of hope. Second and goal. This is a run. Hand off to Jacobs. And Hill makes a good push. He's going to be taken down, probably a gain of 2 or 3 if you count forward progress. They've used that play before, which is how I knew that was a run. He just starts on the left, kind of moves left a little, then goes back in a triangle, then takes the handoff from the right forward. 43 first-round quarterbacks drafted from 2012 to 2024. Started as a rookie, 41, 0 starts as a rookie. Jordan Love and J.J. McCarthy. That's insane. It's like teams don't understand. Wait a minute. Tua didn't start as a rookie. He was injured. He didn't start. That's a faulty stat right there. Love airmails one out of the back of the end zone, 4th and goal. Pressure's doing the trick. They're just not bringing the heat. I'm telling you, they just gotta bring the blitz. Now LaFleur was trying to call timeout, and no one saw him. See, what you got to do is you got to run onto the field. Go at him. 22-yard chip shot for Brandon. Then again, last time we said this, he missed it. He almost missed it, but he got it. 17-3. Still going strong. Packers lead by 2 touchdowns. Streak, literally. It would work. Just saying. Just run. He was over there like he was on the field. Just get in the way of an official. Sure, they might call a penalty on you, but you were trying to get their attention. I don't think that's fair. I don't think they're allowed to do that. Trying to call timeout, no one saw you. It's not your fault. I feel like that's legal. How's fantasy going? I know somebody's got someone in this game. Ow, my elbow. Let's see, I'm checking my fantasy. Got nobody playing in my matchup. Huh. He is a genius for that move. That's a crazy read though. He did keep it. He's got Josh. I got someone in my fantasy league who's got Josh Jacobs at running back. He's having a good one. But he started Jaden Daniels last week. It's a 4-person league, so it's a family league. And it's my brother, and he switched out Jaden Daniels for Joe Burrow. And I'm like, whew. That was a close one. Just FYI, Jaden Daniels has 2 fantasy points as of right now. And Burrow's got the Jaguars defense. I'm like, how did you know? He said, and I have to ask him about that. I'm like, what was your thought process? He's probably just gonna be like, I don't know. You told me Burrow was better. Just tried to tell him that when he drafted. Because what ended up happening is because 4-team fantasy drafts are messed up. He drafted Daniels and then immediately drafted Burrow after that because he wasn't confident in Daniels. And I'm like, next Thursday, a game that I will be watching, but I will not be commentating. Just if the Dolphins win, just expect me to be going absolutely insane. If the Dolphins lose, expect me to be crying in a corner. Just picture it. Even when they're not playing, even when the Cowboys aren't playing, it's all about the Cowboys. It's all about the Cowboys. I don't mind the Cowboys. I don't know why, everyone, I come off as a big Cowboys hater to a lot of people. I don't mind the Cowboys. I despise the ownership of the Cowboys. I despise the coaching of the Cowboys. And I cannot stand the system that they have running there. I otherwise, it's one of those, I got no grudges. I am truly impartial about the Cowboys other than the fact that I hate everything to do with their management. So everyone's like, oh, you come off as a big Cowboys hater. I've been told this before. I'm like, I'm not a Cowboys hater. I'm a management hater. I went to sports football the rest of your life, as much as you, mainly through you. My dad got me into sports, but he's like a diehard Dolphins fan. He's been around when the Dolphins are good. So he got my mom into the Dolphins as well. And my brother and my mom kind of go through me. I am the most sports fan in the family. Most. Daniels, is that complete? They're gonna give him it. And that'll be completion, 2nd and 4. So I'm the biggest sports fan, but they can all hold their own. During the draft, my brother will ask me, he's like, hey, should I take this player? And I'm like, I picked next. I'm not gonna tell you. It's nothing more motivating. Quote Micah Parsons. I have an issue with this. I'm sorry, I get it, it's a monumental thing, but he's got 0.5 of a sack and 3 pressures. It's just a mediocre day, but they've mentioned his name on more times than he's been on snaps in the game. Just saying. The Packers' defensive success hasn't had a whole lot to do about Micah Parsons. Not saying he's not a good player, just saying he's not been the only one that's been stifling this Commanders' offense. 3rd and 3. Commanders, 3 yards seems like a whole lot. Daniels to throw under pressure. Dirt's it. 4th and 3. They're punting. Who else is ready for Marcus Mariota? One of my favorite all-time quarterbacks. I'm so weird. I feel like I've told this story before during a Commanders game last season. Marcus Mariota was my very first fantasy football quarterback. And I won the league that year. Yeah, it's only going to be true some of the time. Because honestly, the Packers defense, Micah hasn't done a whole lot. But they've been solid. And Keeson Nixon is wrapped up by the ankles. Taken down at the 15. Good special teams. by the Commanders, with the exception of kicking. They've been pretty good special teams-wise. There's a flag.
So says Brad Rogers.
What says Al? So the Commanders will be starting at about their own 7. Wait, no, the Packers will be starting at about their own 7. I got distracted by the fake spray paint. Sorry. I've been distracted. Yeah, I've always liked Marcus Mariota back in his Titans days. It's just a legendary Titans team. It's one of my favorite all-time teams, which is I know is weird because they weren't that good, but I just really liked it for some reason. That year that they made the AFC Championship against Kansas City, they lost, but whew, they were so cool to watch. You know, A.J. Brown, Marcus Mariota, Delaney Walker. There's a pull. It's really fun team to watch. I miss Delaney Walker, dude. That was a tight end. That was a tight end. Not a lot of people remember him because he was the Titans tight end. He was an amazing tight end for Tennessee. One of the best they had, but he was always injured and eventually kept him out permanently. Delaney Walker. Oof, it's been a while. You're reminiscing like an old man over here about some obscure players from a team that nobody supports if they don't live in Tennessee. It's like one of those, like, every sport has one team where it's like, you're a fan of what? For the NFL, I feel like it's the expansion teams. You're a Texans fan? You're a what fan? A Jaguars fan? Really? Because the truth is, anyone that's a Jaguars fan, they were not originally a Jaguars fan if they were born before the Jaguars came into existence. Because they were just looking for a football team. People over in like North Florida were like, go Dolphins, because they're the good team. And when the Bucs were good, they were like, go Bucs, they're the good team. And then the Jags came around, finally, go Jaguars, you know. They're just bandwagoners. Same thing as the Texans. Everyone who was south of Fort Worth wanted nothing to do with the Cowboys. So it was just like, yes, we get to hop on a bandwagon. And then, like, I met someone who was a Utah Jazz fan a few months ago. I was like, that's an anomaly. You know, it was one of those weird things. Like, you're a what fan? A Utah Jazz fan? Like, were you a fan of them before they were in Utah? He's like, no. Like, wait, you're actually from Utah? He's like, no. You're just a Jazz fan on the Wild? Yes. I was just genuinely surprised. I'm like, huh. .450 to go in the third quarter. Josh Jacobs has 61 rushing yards and a touchdown. A red moon. Or is it Mars? It's the moon, but it kind of looks like Mars. My elbow hurts. 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard run from their own 10-yard line. Commanders showing pressure. Hand off to Jacobs. He's going to get maybe another yard to bring up 3rd and 8. On forward progress. .415 to play. Keep showing that moon. It is a very cool image of the moon, I will say. There was a partial eclipse, or a full eclipse, I think. It wasn't lunar, it was like solar something. I don't remember what it was, but there was an eclipse. It happened a couple days ago. And I got a picture indirectly. I saw it. But I could see it from here. It was too cloudy. Love under so much pressure. Ooh, that was dangerous. Almost took a safety there, 4th and 8. So the Commanders, guess what the Commanders did differently on this drive? They brought the pressure. It's as if The scouts don't watch me. It's as if they don't have an analyst just searching YouTube for random commentaries and being like, hey, that's a good point, actually. The soft spot for the Titans. 32 teams. Nice. I like the Titans. I like Cam Ward too. I was young, so that could be way. Whelan. Daniel Whelan. Punts it off. It'll be returnable, and he's decked at the 50-yard line. That was Jalen Lane. Another player who I kind of like. Virginia Tech. I think. Fact check. Yeah, he's Virginia Tech. All right, so the Commanders got another chance. So far, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close to Mariota time. I might consider it. Mariota's led his fair share of comebacks in his day. Feel like they put together a good drive here. Is that a bet? Yeah, but they got to get something going because right now this game has been one-sided. Only thing keeping the Commanders in the game has been their occasional good, solid defensive performance. My bold prediction: Washington scores a touchdown. Yeah, all right. Against your own team is very bold. Yeah, Matt Gay is just not having a good day. Who do you think scores the touchdown? This is the real question. As if we don't already know. It's going to be one of two people. The only red zone threats on this team. This is Deebo Samuel, not a red zone threat. Eckler, not a red zone threat. Bill, I don't know. I don't think he's ever scored a touchdown. It's one of two people. Guess who it's gonna be. Like, oh no, I have an itch. You have to see my incredibly pale shoulders. Coin flip. Why did Luka Doncic just come out of a box? Why does Blake Griffin have the box? Why did Donovan Mitchell just come out of a box? This is so weird. Okay. Then again, that's kind of accurate. You just get random Amazon Prime stuff that shows up, not sponsored. And you just like, what is this? Did I order something? You know. They continue to show Michael Parsons just grabbed in the throat. 42-degree ankles. We get it. They like triangles. Micah Parsons has at least half a sack in 8 of 9 games against Washington, which is only like an okay accomplishment, to be honest. Daniels loads deep, incomplete. I kind of knew that was going to be incomplete. Keyshawn Nixon's done a really good job today in general. He's been a good returner. He's been an even better defender. Chewy Triani, both have X7 boxes. It's true. Yeah, that one episode. Yeah. Jaden Daniels throws over the middle. Zach Ertz, there's one of his red zone threats. He gets about 8 yards. 3rd and 2 coming up. So Donovan Mitchell and Luka Doncic, basketball players, if that was the question. But they were both in boxes. Joey was the only one who's been in a cabinet as well. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. Don't get me started. I know. Too much. More than I should. Hand off Eckler. I think he's short. Not Ertz. He used up his catch. All right, it was Terry McLaurin. It's been decided. The only red zone threat on the Commanders. What happened to Olamide Zaccheaus? Where did he go? That guy was good last year. He had a good year. He's with the Bears now. I'm surprised Washington didn't extend him. 4th and inches. Come on. Moment of truth for Washington. Packers bringing everyone. First down, Washington. That was terrifying. They met him 2 yards in the backfield, but good push by Eckler. Not the running back I would have used. No offense to Eckler, but he's not the most powerful. For the record, I don't think the Commanders have a good running back for that. Brian Robinson was the running back for that. Daniels swallowed up. They just lost like 10 yards. Oh, that was terrible offensive line work. Rashawn Gary with the sack. 2nd down. Look at Rashawn Gary. Josh Connerly is just not having a good day. Yeah, he just got passed. Josh Connerly has not been exactly what they wanted. The rookie from Texas? Oregon? Wow. Okay. That was way off. Total yards tonight. The Commanders, 101. Tucker Kraft, 108. That is funny. Hey, look, the Commanders have more yards than Tucker Kraft now. There's Zach Ertz's 2nd completion of the day. 3rd down. Keep hurting my elbow. That's really like, it's not a good bone to hurt, okay? It's like, you can see it's red there. It's just like, it's not the most comfortable place to have an injury. Because you're always like, what's up? Ow! 3rd and 7, 40 seconds till the beginning of the 4th quarter. Packers showing pressure. They rush 5. Daniels gets hit as he throws and severely underthrows McLaurin. A little bit of an argument for PI, but there was a lot of hand fighting. Hard to tell. 4th and 7. Top 5 most annoying bones to hurt. The funny bone, number 1. By far. The elbow is kind of annoying. The pinky is just ridiculously bad. Can't do anything. Oh, wait, let me think. 4th and 7. Packers rush 4.5. Pass thrown. There's a flag. I think Ertz might have gotten it on forward progress. That is not a generous spot in the slightest. Oh, wow. That was a terrible spot. There is a flag, though. And it's on the Packers based on the expression of Matt LaFleur. Holding on the defense, Commanders will survive. It's on Nate Hobbs, former Las Vegas Raider. See it? That is holding. Just a very, not a very generous spot by the ref anyway. I would have challenged that if I were Washington. Been like, he was like forward progress. He should have had the 1st down. Because he caught it past the 1st down marker. He got pushed back an extra 3 yards. Daniels to throw. Rolls to his right. Under pressure. Unrelenting pressure. He is going to get knocked out of bounds by Cooper for a loss of 1. Now, let's see. Another annoying bone to hurt. Pretty much any bone in the leg would really hurt as well. It would be really annoying. Annoying bones to hurt. Wait, neck. That's just like should have been first. Neck. It's very easy. I feel like kind of an underrated one would be like the really small bone in the ear that I'm forgetting the name of right now. I feel like that would be awful. Because I don't know because I know that's the canal for the hearing. So I wonder what it would be like because I've never heard anyone have broken that bone before, but it sounds awful. Like, I feel like that would be terrible. So, yeah, like I really should start making shorts of these live streams. I just don't have the patience to go through and be like, clip it. Like, I need a clipper. I need someone who's willing to just go through the live streams and be like, yeah, that's funny. Because I don't have the patience for it. I got too much going on. But I think it's funny though. Just have these random conversations. It's like, oh yeah, the Commanders just barely survived, and we're talking about ear bones. Get it all. Incredible offer, $29.99. It's the same exact offer as it's always been. I'm sitting. I haven't sat for a solid quarter. We are in the fourth quarter now, I think. Should be. I think that's what this commercial is, actually. We're going to the fourth quarter. Packers up by 14. Commanders in deep trouble. This is kind of their big chance here. Imagine the doctor say you're the first person to ever break the ear bone. Congratulations. It's like you're so lucky. I really don't like toothbrush commercials. They make me uncomfortable. Just random tidbit. So, just a bit of a games to watch, things to put on your channel, things to watch through this weekend. This Saturday, we got a couple of good ones, 3:30 and 4:30. Got a couple of ranked matches between college football's top teams, Georgia and Tennessee, as in Georgia, and as in Tennessee, go Volunteers, because no one really wanted to be here. So we volunteered for it. And Micah Parsons just puts the pressure on Daniels, who just got upended in a dangerous hit. Don't love that. He's okay, though. At 2 yards, Micah Parsons was disruptive on that one. Look at this. Josh Connerly is just not having a good game. Yeah, man. They need to start double teaming. That's just an unfair matchup. 3:30, Georgia, Tennessee, Gunnar Stockton against Joey Aguilar. And then after that, Miami Hurricanes get challenged by the South Florida Bulls, the team that just unseated Florida Gators, unsurprisingly, are now taking another opportunity to become one of the first teams to beat 3 consecutive ranked teams to open a season. Go Hurricanes. And on Sunday, 1 o'clock, game I would be watching, Jaguar. It could be a good matchup. Bengals always get off to a slow start. The Jaguars always get off to a hot start. And so far, that's proven true both ways. So that'll be an interesting one. 4 o'clock, game to watch. Do I even need to tell you? Eagles, Chiefs, just watch it. Sunday Night Football, Falcons, Vikings. It'll be a very good one there as well. Penix versus McCarthy. And then Monday night-ish football. We got Bucks, Texans, which should be very entertaining. There's your weekend watch guide. So all you have to do now is to go watch it. 3rd and 9. I've had the headphones off too long. Don't look professional anymore. 3rd and 9. Daniels throws over the middle to McLaurin. McLaurin gets him the first down inside the red zone. 1st and 10. Snuck by with the Bengals in my survivor pick last week. Not sure who to pick this week. I was being funny. I don't like survivor very much. I'm very bad at pick 'em because I never know. I always try to go too obscure. And so I'm taking a different strategy. I don't think I actually made my pick this week. I might have missed it. But I picked the Eagles in the first week. I'll tell you who to pick in a minute. Jaden Daniels looks to throw. He'll hit Ertz underneath. Ertz the 10, the 5. I called it. Touchdown, Washington. I look so good right now. Touchdown, Zach Ertz. Let's go. That was incredible. I knew it. That was a good play call as well. I actually really like that. Just a little sneaky out underneath, pretending to block. And then just what a move by Zach Ertz, not letting his age get to him. Fights his way to the end zone. The extra point from Matt Gay is up, and it is good. 17-10. The Commanders. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. Perhaps the Packers called it over a little too early. Stopped trying, perhaps? Well, this is the time for Daniels and the Commanders to storm the battlefield and make a miraculous comeback. Could be interesting. All right. Here's my picks. Now, here's the deal. You can take them. These are all the teams that I think should win this Sunday. I'm very bad at pick'em, I remind you. The Rams should beat the Titans, but you might want to save the Rams for later in the year. Jaguars, Bengals. Taking the Jaguars is an incredible pick early, but it's very risky. So I don't recommend it. Taking the Patriots over the Dolphins might be smart as well. Although, who knows, honestly. Neither team looked good. Saints. Take the Saints. Take the Saints. You're never going to get another opportunity. Take the Saints. There you go. Right? Never going to get another opportunity. Just do it. In the words of Chancellor, I want to say Chancellor at the time, Chancellor Palpatine, do it. Do it, Anakin. Do it. Just do it. So I would take the Saints. I think that's a solid matchup just to get them out. That's easy to get them out of the way. The other matchup I would consider, Arizona against Carolina. It's an interesting matchup. It's a little too good of a matchup, which is what makes me hesitant. But the Cardinals looked much better than the Panthers did in the opener. So I think it might be safe to take Arizona. And New Orleans is just, there's no time like the present. Like, they might only win 3 games all year. Why not against one of the most beaten down, battered teams in the NFL after 1 week? Like, what are you doing this week? Oh, I'm dying. But the Saints, yeah, I know they're the Saints, but you look at their schedule. Who else are you gonna take them with? The Giants, maybe, but by that point, Jackson Dart might be starting. Don't know how he'll be. Yeah, that's pretty much the only guarantee. Maybe the Dolphins later in the year. Everything else is kind of a loss, to be honest. I think this might be a good chance. It's a little bold. Again, I do say I tend to go a little too bold with my picks on Pick'em, but no time like the present. I think that's a great opportunity to jump at the New Orleans Saints. If they're going to win a game, it's going to be against it's going to be against the 49ers. The rain was weird. Can you hear it? Just suddenly got like way more aggressive. I was ripped. Kind of like me. First and 10. It's considering saving them for the final week if it lasts that long. Play action. Love throws. He's got Wicks on the sideline. Here's the thing. Like, I'm not in bad shape. Like, I'm in decent shape. I just wear large shirts. Like, this isn't originally my shirt. It's a size or two too big. Because this shirt, if you could tell, here it says 20 years since ESPN Wide World of Sports came into existence. Hey, Siri. When was ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex founded? I don't think she'll get that. 1997. Oh, it's actually not as old of a shirt as I thought. It's 2017. If it fits me now, it wouldn't have fit me in 2017. Jordan Love just threw a lateral, and it's hopped on by. It's going to be, there's a flag for someone probably holding. It's on the Commanders, though, from the looks of things. It is. It's on the Commanders. It's holding on Marshawn Lattimore. But yeah, this wasn't originally my shirt, so it's kind of like you see, it's not all the way there. I mean, I'm not jacked, but see the holding. Well, there you go. Yeah, you can't do that. I think Marshawn Lattimore would have been in this league long enough. First and 10 from midfield for the Packers. Commanders showing a bit of pressure. They rush 5. They rush 6. He gets it off over the middle, and it's incomplete. It's loose. Yeah. It happens. No, I feel bad most of the time, which is weird. Like my immune system is okay. It's not great. The thing is with my immune system is that when you're allergic to nature, my immune system goes down to everything else. So I get sick, which doesn't exactly help me very much as far as everything else goes. But I try to stay as fit as possible and as healthy as possible. I try. Jacobs gets the carry towards the right side. He'll get about 5 yards. 3rd and 5. But I try to stay healthy so I can keep doing this as long as possible. But there's cases like almost every day now where I'm just like sneezing 3 days, and it always takes me down too. Because like something that people don't know about allergies necessarily is that if you have like really bad like allergies to pollen, it'll take you out. Like you'll start sneezing and then you'll just shut down because your body's trying to fight it off. That happened today, actually. I was feeling awful this morning because I woke up, didn't quite have. Love drops back to pass. He's under a bit of pressure, rolls to his right, under a lot of pressure. He's going to throw it on the run. He's got him. Completed to Tucker Kraft. Incredible. Making something out of nothing by Jordan Love. There is a flag, though. Wouldn't be surprised if isn't coming back, but looks like they're moving forward. See what the flag is, and then I'll keep talking about pollen allergies. And it's a first down for Green Bay. Let's see what it was here. Yeah, just a little bit of contact. I like how they both slipped. It's pretty funny. 1st and 10 from the 37 now. Hand off to Jacobs. He'll get 2 or 3 yards. So yeah, but like if I don't take my allergy medicine fast enough in the morning, then it'll get to me. And because it's already morning, my immune system isn't quite so good yet. I haven't woken up, haven't had anything to drink, haven't gotten going really. So the nature gets there too quickly. It kind of just like you lose a lot of energy early on in the day, and means you get to work out less. So fun fact. But I try my best. But like today, I was just like really just, oh. But then again, it was probably good because I took a couple naps, so I'm fine right now. Like you'll notice I haven't lost much steam. They just went crazy wildcat jet sweep, wide receiver, and it's working, and he slipped, and he's down at the 20. But that was wildly successful. That was a really cool. I love that. I love when wildcats work and stuff. It was like a wide receiver wildcat. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I like to think I'm in decent shape considering all the traveling we do and stuff like that as well. A lot of outside conditions. I was just I like the design. I like wildcats. I don't know why we stopped doing them other than the fact that they're incredibly predictable. 1st and 10. Hand off to Golden. And Golden gets about 8 yards. That was fun. Yeah, that's the kind of play, that little wildcat thing that I'll run in Madden if I'm winning by like 7 points with like a minute left. If I just want to pad the stat sheet, I'll be like, let's go. and I'll just run a wildcat just for fun. Jordan Love, by the way, this quarter, he's only got about 40 passing yards this half. Tucker Kraft has 116 receiving yards. It's basically been Love's only target. 2nd and 7. 2nd and 2. My bad. Numbers are switching. Okay, I'm tired. Hand off to Jacobs. Josh Jacobs gets 3 yards and a first down. Things are not looking good for the Commanders. The Packers score here. We're just going to say they need to stop. $9:15 to play. 1st and goal for Green Bay. I will say the whiteout uniforms haven't bothered me as much as they normally do this time around. I don't hate them that much. I mean, I just don't. Like, they're not flashy. Oh, he's wide open. Touchdown Packers. Tucker Kraft was so open. That was La Lambeau leap. That was so easy. That was just absolutely blown by the Commanders' defense. A blind man could have seen him open in the end zone. I know because, sorry, bad joke, but he was so open. That's crazy. He just slipped right on by. I don't know what the Commanders were doing. 24-10. 24-10. Well, good night, everyone. The Packers are running away with things in Lambeau. And so far, we've seen 24 leaps. Well, not really. We've seen like one leap, but 24 points at Lambeau as the Packers are packing things up and waving goodbye to week 2. Nice. Who do the Packers got next week? Oh, got the Browns. Ooh, 3-0 start. Crazy. Commanders got the Raiders, so 2-1 start. Well, Geno Smith might give him a bit of trouble. You never know. Let's take a look. Let's do a quick Packers schedule prediction here since we're at commercial. So we're already 2-0. Cleveland's going to make it 3-0. They're not 2-0 yet. I'm going to predict 2-0. We're saying if they win this one, they're 2-0. 3-0 Cleveland, 4-0 Dallas. We think they take Cincy. That's actually a really good game. Cincy mid-season in their hot stretch. I don't know. I don't know that they take that one. I think that might be their first loss. I go 4-1. 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. Let's start 7-1 to the season. It's kind of insane. Philadelphia, just for the sake of it, we'll say 7-2. But it's winnable because it's at Lambeau. Notice how all of their hard games are at Lambeau. Like, that's not fair. Like, they have Baltimore, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Washington, and Cincinnati all at home. Like, you're getting home field advantage like crazy. So we'll say they're starting 7-2. New York 8-2. We'll say would they split Minnesota and win the one at home, so 8-2. Or 9-2 at that point. Detroit on the road, 9-3. Chicago at home, 10-3. At Denver, 10-4. Beat Chicago both times, 11-4. Baltimore at home. They might just finish 11-6. It's crazy. But I think they could definitely. I'd go 1-8 if it meant beating Philly. I think it's a winnable game. All their hard games are at Lambeau, which is crazy. I mean, sure, they got the Vikings and Lions on the road. And I mean, the Broncos at Mile High is difficult, but it's much more winnable in a game like Philadelphia at the Link. Like, that's a nightmare. Philadelphia at night in the Link, that's terrible. but they're at home, so it's winnable. Could be interesting. So really, I think the ceiling at this point is like 14-3, probably. Because, like, say they lose to Baltimore, the Lions, and Philadelphia, or Cincinnati. I would say 14-3 is like best case scenario. I think worst case scenario is like 10-7. So I don't think, even if they get off to a 7-1 start, I don't think they have that they're going to be fine. Like, they're not all in the clear. Jaden Daniels just made a great move, steps up in the pocket, gets up 2 yards, brings up 2nd down and 8. 8:43 to go. Commanders are running out of time, really. It does feel over. Like, the vibe, it feels over. Commanders truly have not been able to put together the offense necessary to be able to combat this Packers team. Handoff. Hate that play call to McNichols. Let's see. I don't see any of those games and think we have no chance. Eagles aren't as scary as previous. Yeah. I mean, they're not impossible. They're all at home, which is crazy. Yeah, he just kind of stepped up. There's a really good move there in the pocket. That's what I'm telling you. They need relentless pressure, which is what they've been doing very well for the majority of the games. Because Jaden Daniels can deal with a free rusher. He can deal with 2 free rushers. It's just if everywhere he turns, that was almost intercepted by Wyatt. But if everywhere he turns there is a person, he doesn't know what to do. There are players who do know what to do. Lamar, Patrick Mahomes being two examples. Josh Allen, another one. They can manage to get out of even the stickiest situations. But he doesn't know how to do that yet. If he's completely surrounded, it's not gonna happen for him. 4th and 4, 7:45 to play in the 4th quarter. This is pretty much a must-need. Blitz coming. They rush 6. It's incomplete. Keyshawn Nixon has been locked down for the Packers defense. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Defensive MVP has not been Micah Parsons. It's been Keyshawn Nixon. He's been so good. He's had like 6 pass breakups. He has been, I don't think a completion's been made on Keyshawn Nixon today. He has been locked down. He's had an incredible performance. Yeah, talk about good defense. Like, as little as we've gotten to see from the Packers secondary, the names that pop out, Xavier McKinney's got a couple of impressive pass breakups, but more so than anything, Keyshawn Nixon's been going crazy. Like, really good game for him. Let's see if we can get that pass breakup stat up. I'm sure there is one. There's got to be one, surely. There isn't. Don't call me Shirley. Let's see. Where is he? Where is he? I'm blind. I also don't have my glasses on. Nixon's got 2 tackles. He's got 4 passes defended. Like, that's crazy. He's been targeted. He's been targeted more than anyone else on the team. As a team, they have 6 passes defended. He's got 4. And 2 tackles as well. He's having a good day. Packers have 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, which I'm pretty sure are just the sacks, but whatever. They're not actually, funnily. Okay. 6 passes defended and 9 quarterback hits. Nice. 50 total tackles. 34 solo. So they've just been a really impressive defensive performance for Jeff Hafley's group. There's a lot to be happy about for the Packers. They just look very good. Well, the Commanders, they just look very bad. I'm just throwing it out there. It's not been good. Their rushing game, their running game has just been awful. No Commanders running back has exceeded 20 yards. No Commanders player has exceeded 20 yards rushing in this one. They got 3 players with above 15, but none of them with above 20. Receiving. Commanders have no receiving players above 50 yards. Not good. And Jane Daniels has 119 passing yards. It's just a miserable day for the Commanders' offense. Play action Love. Looks to throw. Loads deep. He overthrew him. We've seen that a few times, which is concerning. I don't think he's completed a pass of 30-plus yards yet. There's Ed Policy and Brian Gutekunst. Gutekunst is Gutekunst? I don't know how to say his name. Brian is the mastermind behind this Packers organization. I have a lot of respect for him as a general manager. I think he's one of the better general managers in the game. I also happen to not know who Ed Policy is, but I'm sure he's a valued member of the Packers organization as well. Love handoff to Jacobs. Jacobs will get about 3 or 4, bring up 3rd and 7 or 6. Don't mind me just Googling who Ed Policy is. Probably like the assistant general manager, right? Oh, president and CEO. Interesting. He's the president and CEO. He just took over from Mark Murphy. Sorry, thank you. Their next games are not particularly difficult, the Packers. The Bengals are probably the biggest challenge, although the return to Dallas might be a little tough. Love has got a ton of pressure in his face. Falls incomplete, 4th and 8. All right. 6:47 to go. Down by 2 touchdowns. It's not looking good. For the Commanders, that is. There's Daniel Whelan, who I feel like we've seen a little bit more than Tress Way, strangely. I feel like the Commanders haven't punted as much as the Packers. Which honestly, if you do the math, kind of makes sense because the Packers have driven down the field, only driven down the field successfully 4 times. Was that McManus? My bad. He has got a punter's number. He's got to change that. I wasn't checking. Thought I was confident. Washington's punted 4 times now that I'm. What's this? NFC North regular season, .662 win percentage, highest by any division in league history. Playoffs 0-3 record. Sorry. Packers have almost punted as long. How long is this field goal attempt? Oh, I think he's got it. 56. He may have missed from 48, but 56 is easy. He's Brandon McManus. Come on. Should be easy. So easy. This guy's got a better leg the farther the distance. 27-10. Ladies and gentlemen, this game's over. So the Packers will be walking away 2-0, 2-0. And Commanders are 1-1. And honestly, it's not the start to the season that you would have wanted if you're the Commanders. It's not a good start to the season. As we look at the Commanders' schedule, they got a good game. They got an easy game against Las Vegas to kind of rebound a bit. But then the stretch after that's kind of a nightmare. They got the Falcons, which could be very tough. The Chargers, which could be very tough. The Bears, which could be very tough. The Cowboys, which could be very tough. These are all matchups that could be tough. The Chargers is going to be tough. Then they got the Chiefs. They're going to lose. At least if they keep playing like this. We got the Seattle Seahawks. After that, which again is just a crazy game. They got the Lions after that. Then they got the Dolphins in Madrid, which the Dolphins part is I'll be there, by the way. I'm not going to do a commentary that week. I'll be there in Madrid for the Dolphins Commanders game. Just probably do a couple of videos about it, the experience. Then they got Denver after that, and then they get Minnesota. Then they finally get the Giants. Oh, that's nice. They get the Giants. Then they get Philadelphia 2 out of 3 weeks to end the year. Like, the Commanders have a disgusting schedule. This is so hard. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we got the Giants. Whew. Finally gonna get a break. Oh yeah, now we got to play the Eagles twice in a 3-week span. That's not okay. Like, what? Not to mention the Cowboys on Christmas. Like, this is terrible. Their schedule is so bad. Like, assuming they continue to play at the rate that they're playing, which is no guarantee. So they're at 1-1, 1-1, 2-1. Say they beat the Falcons even. They're at 3-1. 3-2. Say they beat the Bears, 4-2. Lose to the you know what? No, we'll give them the Cowboys game. Just for 5-2. They lose their next 3. 5-5. They beat Miami, 6-5. Lose to Denver, 6-6. Say they beat Minnesota, 7-6. Beat the Giants, 8-6. Then lose their last 3. They're 8-9. So I think the floor for Washington, surprisingly, is like 7-10. Because this is not a good schedule. As easy as the Packers schedule is, look at the Commanders schedule. Oh no. No, that's the reaction. Oh no, this isn't good, is it? And I think they might struggle with the Dolphins in Madrid. Even that's hopefully I'll be there, so they'll have more motivation. 1st and 10 from the 35. Daniels throws. He's got Ertz. He's the leading receiver for the Commanders today, by the way. 7 yards. He'll become the first receiver to exceed 50 yards receiving. But it's not a good schedule for the Commanders at all. Their ceiling, assuming they step up their game from this one, they could go 10-7, which is just meh. It's completion to McLaurin, who gets about 10, maybe 15 yards. But like, I don't think there's any realm in which the Commanders finish with more than 12 wins. Or even 12 wins. I don't see that as realistic. Daniels looks to pass. Incomplete. Guess who? Keyshawn Nixon. They got to stop throwing at this kid. He is having himself a ball game. MVP award. Keyshawn Nixon. Game MVP. Imagine. League MVP Keyshawn Nixon. What? It's raining again. 2nd and 10, 5:54 to play. Packers putting pressure on Daniels. He dirts it. 3rd and 10. You also look at the variety of nighttime games the Commanders have. The Broncos is a night game. The Seahawks is a night game. The Chiefs is a night game. The Bears is a night game. And this one's a night game as well. It's 5. And then the Dolphins is a morning game. So they're at 6. You got 6 flex games at weird times. 3rd and 10 for the Commanders. Certainly not a whole lot of hailing the Commanders in Green Bay. Got a quick little slant to Deebo Samuel. Gets about 12, 13 yards. Nixon for MVP. 5.5 minutes. Ooh, that's not good. Is not necessarily surprising, but Austin Eckler has got an ow. I gotta stop doing that. He's got an injury history. Let's see what happened. Oh, he tore that's his Achilles. He tore his Achilles. It might be hamstring as well. It's one of the two. I'm like 90% certain it's Achilles, though. Because it was a little lower than the hamstring. Wow. He's just injured so often. Eckler will limp off the field. He's not putting any pressure on it. It looks Achilles. Unfortunate. We've seen some unfortunate injuries to starting players today. Started off with Jaden Reed, and then a little bit later we saw Tucker Kraft exit for a minute, but I guess the pain makes him better. And he's finished with over 120 yards on the day. And now Austin Eckler as well. We're just seeing good players drop. Daniels to throw, rolls right, under pressure, throws on the run. He's got him! First down, Washington. Luke McCaffrey. He's the better McCaffrey brother. At least he's the healthier McCaffrey brother. He was so open. I make that joke because I'm pretty sure Christian McCaffrey hasn't played a full season in his career. And he also almost missed week 1, which is kind of funny to me. Daniel steps up. We'll get 4 yards and he's dragged down. 2nd and 6. 4:50 to play. Daniels is limping a little after that. Oh dear. He's waving off the training staff. He's saying he's still good. Let's see what happened here. Oh, his ankle just gets caught under the shoulder of Ngare there, or whatever his name is. He's fine. Like, that's just painful. Pressure from the Commanders. He doesn't drop back as far, you see. He just took the snap. Season's looking rough. It's not looking good. See, he gets caught between the field and his elbow. That would be a bad one. Eckler and Daniels on back-to-back plays. I don't think it's anything, though. I think it's just because that's a fairly normal injury. Like, I feel like he just got rolled up on. It'll be fine. He'll work through it. It might be a little sore tomorrow, but at least his ear bone is fine. Real. He looks to throw under pressure. Where is he throwing? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Matt LaFleur's expression signals that he also did not see the pass interference. Holding. Okay, that's more acceptable. I was like, what? He overthrew him. Like, no way that's pass interference. Let's see it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, whatever. Only a little. It wasn't a lot, but I think it was just enough to get the attention. Packers are making a substitution. They're winding down the play clock. Ref's holding the game, though. That's crazy. Dan Quinn is irate on the sideline about that. Honestly, kind of a dirty move by Matt LaFleur. To be honest, it's not very, very nice coaching, is it? Because, they're allowed to make a substitution. They just don't have to walk that slowly. Let's listen to Terry McAulay.
If there's multiple people coming in and out, they get a fair amount of time. That did seem a little excessive that time, but they do get to match up.
Terry, what is reasonable?
Reasonable is it's really a feel thing, and we've seen it a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Because it's just they're allowed to do it. It's just kind of like, why are you taking so long? It took almost 10 seconds to walk on and off the field. McLaurin in motion. 1st and goal from the 3. That's it's false start on Washington. Oh dear. Okay, that was wrong. Yeah, it wasn't a great, clean coaching move there by by LaFleur. Cost the Commanders a timeout. Somebody jumped. They're saying it's Nick Allegretti. First and goal. That Commanders fan is not happy. 3:43. First and goal. Bill out of the backfield. Daniel steps up. He's going to be taken down. For a loss. Daniel's slow to get up. Looks like it kind of looked like he got rolled up on that ankle again and was like, please don't break when I stand up, which makes sense. So second and goal. It's Cliff Kingsbury. They really got to go. They got 3 minutes left. I mean, this game's over. Like, I'm not. Yeah, it's done. Just save your body, Daniels. Yeah. I don't know. They should put in Mariota, to be honest. But heavy pressure. Flips it over to Samuel. Samuel, good effort. Touchdown, Washington. It's not a total embarrassment. 27-16. Jaden Daniels just looks wiped. I don't blame him. He took a couple of big hits. Commanders going for 20. What does that help you? 18. Even if it's 18, that doesn't do anything. All right, weirdo. I mean, sure, why not get the reps in? I don't think it does it. It does, mathematically doesn't do too much for them. I mean, I guess if they get it and then just kick the extra point on the next one, then a field goal wins. But it's not a guarantee. There's no real reason. They jumped. It's going to be free play. Just, touch. That's it. 2-point conversion. It's going to count as well. It's just classic Green Bay football. Taking the neutral zone infraction and turning it into points. Offside or that. It's the same. So it's a successful 2-point conversion. The score is now 27-2, according to the scorebook. So, the Commanders are lost about 14 points on that one. That penalty really cost. It's 27-18. The Packers. Jaden Daniels, my goodness. He just got absolutely nailed there. I mean, credit to him. He's showing some toughness staying in there and continuing to make the plays. But I think he knows as well as anyone that this game's over. Onside recovery by kicking team. 2025, 0 for 4 in week 1. One of those was the Dolphins. 3 for 50. 5.4% of teams recover their onside kick. Let me tell you, there's been 49 since the last one. No, I think it's been way more. Statistics are screwy. I tell you, they're not all accurate for a multitude of different reasons. Like, I mean, Justin Tucker had one game where he had 2 in a row. Like, that just messes it up completely. I mean, that one Ravens kicker we're not supposed to talk about had like 2 in a row. All right, here comes Matt Gay. Kicker's missed a few field goals today. We'll see if he's better at onside kicks. He needs to get 10 yards. They've declared for the onside kick per the new NFL rules. You have to declare when you want to go for an onside kick now. Can't surprise people. And it's recovered by Dontavian Wicks. First down, Green Bay. I do declare that I am going to kick an onside. All right. It actually wasn't a bad. It took a nice hop. Tucker Kraft. You see, Kraft tried to reach for it. It's like, like that was close. So not quite there for the Commanders. They just had such a bad first half. It really sunk them. And then just a mediocre second half as well. First and 10 2:52 to play. Commanders, they're going to get the ball back. I don't know if they're going to get the ball back twice. They need to stop here, though. Commanders, they also only have a timeout left. They really got to work the 2-minute warning. Did they just call their last timeout? They did. Commanders are out of timeouts. Yeah, they just called their last timeout. That's weird. All right. 2:48. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. The game's over. I don't know why I'm pretending this matters. The clock management. Is it an Achilles injury? Did they just report? Did I nail it? And you could, if it was an Achilles injury, you could tell because it was that area. It's if it comes down to those non-contact, it's Achilles. It's all the worst injuries. The one that was I felt was the most painful was Fred Warner in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, celebrating on the sideline as he was walking onto the field, tearing his Achilles. Jordan Love just got blown up. Man, got it. Yeah, it seems to be. All right. There goes Austin Eckler for the Commanders season. Bet you're regretting trading Brian Robinson now. I knew it was going to be a mistake. They should not have traded him. But they got Bill, so it might be fine. But it's definitely not good. 3rd and 21. The Packers actually have to run another play before the 2-minute warning. The Commanders might have just gotten incredibly lucky. It's 3rd and 21. They absolutely blew up Jordan Love. 3, 2, 1. They'll take it. Hand it off to Jacobs, who's not going to get anywhere. Maybe. No, he's not going to get anywhere near the first down. So this is the 2-minute warning. Packers 27. Commanders 18. This game's all but over. I'm going to stand up for the final minutes. Yeah. The Almanac, 2001, Washington versus Green Bay. I feel like this thing was really high.
But in spirit, these teams, like all of us, are united as never before.
This was 9/11, wasn't it? Wait a minute. Yesterday was. Yeah, I did forget. Oh, my sense of time is awful. I didn't okay, I missed it. I missed 9/11. Yeah. That's my bad. Flew right over my head. I was like, wait a minute, wasn't that yesterday? Well, I do appreciate Al Michaels for reminding me about that. Dude, wait. Didn't the whole thing with the shooting happen yesterday too? 9/11 just get worse? Was that this morning? I think it was last night, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last night. Man. It's so much worse now, though. So much for never. I know. Sorry. I didn't forget about 9/11. I just forgot when 9/11 was. I forgot the day. It's not my fault. It's going to be a touchback. It's going to send him to the 20 because it bounced at the 1 first. So pretty much as soon as the game ends, I'm just going to leave. And then, yeah, the new poll will be up on Monday or Tuesday. Wow. It's crazy. That's it. It's a shame about all that happened yesterday, but I'm not going to get into it too much. I can't believe I'm stunned that I just forgot about yesterday because it feels like it should be on my calendar, like a national holiday. Sorry. It sounded so bad. Oh, no. Deebo Samuel's going to get the screen. I'm going to stop talking. 5 or 6 yards on the carry for Washington on the screen. 2nd and 4. Da, da, da. Wait a minute. No, today's the 11th, isn't it? What on earth am I talking about? I didn't miss it. I just did forget the day. Wait, today's the 11th, right? Yeah. I'm not having a good time anymore. I'm not having a good time. Today's the 11th. Today's. I thought I missed it. I didn't quite miss it. Today's the 11th. I just didn't get the warning signs. Today's the okay. Not for long, but today's the 11th. Yeah. Jaden Daniels looks to throw, and it's batted down by Wyatt. Got his big paws up there. So obviously, after all the events of 9/11, both this one and in 2001, thoughts and prayers sent up to all the families of loved ones for everyone that was affected by either of those things that have happened on this Memorial Day, really. Yeah. 3rd and 10. Again, I feel like it should be on the calendar. Jaden Daniels to throw. Dirts it. 4th and 10. They're going for it. For the game. As if the game wasn't already over. 57 seconds to go. Here on the 4th. Yeah, so pretty much as soon as I'm done, I'm going to do my whole leaving spiel. I'm going to go. Might as well just do it now. Thank you guys so much for watching. On the Exponential, I'm being your host, R Squared. It's been a decent game. Good scheming all around. Pretty solid. The Packers just dominated, though. I will say Micah Parsons gets through. He'll throw. It's over. Micah Parsons on the game-winning pressure. Because why not? 27-18. The Packers will emerge victorious with just pretty much like what? It's just 2 knees. Yeah, 2 knees, and the game's over. They even tried to hold Micah Parsons, and it didn't help. Really good game, coached by Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley. They outplayed and outcoached the Commanders today. Just a lot to be concerned about if you're a Commanders fan. Total yards allowed last week, 246. Tonight, 230. First time allowing under 250 yards in the first 2 games since 1995. How about them Packers? Wow. I think I can officially say, go Pack, go. As the clock is winding down, they can take a knee at any point. This game's over. And we'll do our little countdown. Then I'm done. We're finished. This is a shorter commentary. 3:17. It finished nice and early. 3:18 earlier than I was expecting. The first team to start the season with 2 wins in 5 days versus teams that made the playoffs in the previous season. Welcome to the history book, Green Bay Packers. If you weren't already in enough places. What a game for Jordan Love. What a game for Coach Matt LaFleur as well and Coach Jeff Hafley. And the Packers just outplayed and outcoached. Go Pack, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ball game. Packers 27, Commanders 18. We'll see you in week 3. Don't forget, I'm always watching all of the NFL games. So feel free to comment on any posts and anything, and I'll respond to them relatively soon if you have any questions about any of the games or want to know any of my opinion on anything, even though I won't be live commenting on anything. I might make it short. I might do stuff. I do content. That's my stuff. I do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your days, great rest of your week. God bless. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.